A little bit.
There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this session of Dungeons & Dragons, where we are playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. I am joined here by our wondrous players. We've got Irilyssa.
Hi.
We've got Elora.
You this week.
Hello, I'm Elora, or Trips.
We've got Tahko.
Good evening or morning, depending on your location.
And then we've got Vulwin.
Hi, Ethan or Chaos Gemini.
And unfortunately, Zagrax, aka Zach, aka Warbird, unfortunately isn't able to make it this evening, so we are just the 4 players plus me. So I will be stepping in for Zagrax if the situation requires, which I'm sure it won't. I think everything's going to be absolutely fine.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Never heard you say that before.
No, never. Everything will be absolutely fine. So, do you want to give us a rundown of what happened last time? Somebody.
Sure.
Don't sound so excited about it.
Last time was a lot of body gore.
Yeah.
So basically it started with Tahko getting the shit beat out of him by...
Oh yeah, that happened.
What's his name? Icebreaker. That happened. And then Tahko got back up on his feet and decided to perform some practical surgery on Irilyssa, which did not go very well.
It went about as expected.
The next morning, Elora suggests we go try to talk to an actual priest about this, and we get a priest of Aminator to help out, but they can't figure out what's wrong. But they suggest we go to Goodmead to talk to the doctor there. So we went there. There's lots of bees there. And the doctor's very, very creepy. But there's a solution that involves the sacrifice of another life, I believe. And then we drank, went to bed, and now people are dead and we're running through the woods trying to find who took the alcohol. I think is what's happening.
Yeah, so when we left off, you were racing down the track, following the track print of whatever it was that stole the mead from Goodmead. Vulwin took a bit of a detour to find a fox which was trapped in a trap. Managed to release it, leaving the fox with a couple of good berries. Then rejoined the party just as an ear-splitting scream shattered the silence of the forest. And that is where we left off.
Oh yes, and Elora's last thing was she went into her genie bottle.
Right.
So she's just
True.
in a bottle right now.
Yep.
And by that I mean a lantern.
So...
So what does that lantern look like?
It's just like a long rectangle, and it has like blue and dark steel, like ornate patterning all over it.
Okay, but I mean, is it still just like steel and glass, or does it look...
Yeah. It doesn't
Okay.
look like super duper magical. There is a blue flame in there though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the blue flame, the magical element, looks fairly similar to your Lantern of Elemental Tracking, but this one probably doesn't go green, though. Who knows? It might.
Magic.
We'll see.
Actually, there's something I'm curious about. Can you change Lantern? Like the Warlock of the Hexblade or whatever can change their Hexblade weapon. They can just basically absorb a new one.
Kinda.
So I wonder if you could
It's
take
a bit
over
more
the...
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could take over the magical lantern. The other magical lantern that you have.
I don't know about... Well, maybe. I think if my current lantern breaks, my patron could just be like, yeah, that one's good enough. Because I would just get another one after a period of hours.
Okay.
So thematically that would work.
Are they easy to break?
No.
Hope
Okay,
not.
good.
We don't know yet.
Throw
Have
it on the
fun.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know, but presumably no.
Well, that's how you get Elora back out of there. Just smash it.
Yeah. It's like a Pokeball.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
If the lantern's
No.
broken, everything is expelled, so yes.
no! Say that!
Oh no.
Perfect.
I read that bit.
It has an AC. I need to look at what the AC is, but yeah,
Okay.
I'll do that real fast.
I might have to start doing that in the future. Like, whenever someone gets a shot at you, I'm going to be like, right, roll a d20, and if you roll a 1, it hits your lantern.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Just put the lantern in the backpack. Done.
Anyway, so, ear-splitting scream.
Yeah.
I'll keep marching in that direction, then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were heading in that direction.
Are
Still.
you starting... I mean, I think you're already kind of double timing it. Are you going to start flat out running, or what are you doing here?
If it's close enough that I think I can run there before getting tired, yeah.
It's hard to
Jump like
judge, because the scream was somewhat muted by the forest, because you do have big snow-covered pine trees around, but it did break the silence. Like, you know what a forest during heavy snow is like. It's pretty quiet.
Yeah, you had mentioned that they were creating very deep marks, so they were like running full out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to catch up to them, we might need to. They've already got a bit of a head start on us.
Yeah, I don't want to outpace anybody. So if everybody else is going to start running, then I'll join.
So, running or
Okay.
double time?
Yes.
That was not an answer.
Running.
Running,
know.
Thank you. Okay, so
Okay,
you
running
start
then.
flat out running in what you believe is the direction of the shout, and you're kind of following the path, meandering a little bit, jumping over a couple of snow crests, and then you hear a "me friend," and then a bit of a sickening again somewhere in the distance. You are definitely gaining on it. Like there are now faint sounds of clash of blades, something big hitting something not so big. Ahead of you. And you keep on running, and these sounds of combat get louder and louder, and this is where I should really have Sirenscape up and running. Give me just a minute.
All right.
Ah, yeah, breaking all of the tension there.
That's okay.
Oh, you trying to make me log in? Come on. That, I think.
Tension as we approach the login screen.
Right?
Can
Now
you remember
loading
your
next
password?
area.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we just hit one of those instance zones.
I hate these images, like, make sure this is turned the right way up, and there is no right way up. It's just always slightly slanted. It's like, I got the wrong slant. No, that's not the right way. Nope, that was still not the right way. Stop giving me slanted images. God damn it. Thank you.
Can you turn the bicycle upright? It's not doing a wheelie. Da-da, dun, da-da.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Real human test. It's just a test of frustration.
Yeah, all they actually do is listen to your mic to see if you get pissed at it.
Yep.
Alright, Sirenscape is up, and get sound in. We are in good mead. Where is good mead? There it is.
And you are not a robot.
I am glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Captcha has judged you worthy.
Whoa.
There we
Ooh,
go. We
I
got
can hear it
sound.
now.
Let's turn that down a bit.
Oh, that doesn't sound great. No, it's okay.
So yeah, you go sprinting up, jumping over the little tufts of snow here and there, stumbling once or twice because you are running over uneven ground, fairly heavily snowed in, especially off the path. There are definitely a couple of snowfall, or what are they called? You know, where snow gathers up in bunches.
Slopes?
pile?
No.
No.
Drifts.
Snow drifts, thank you. There are little snow drifts off the
okay.
side of the path where the wind has blown snow off, and my post-it notes are falling down. Stop that. And then eventually, again, you hear another, "Friend! me friend, and then another ah ah ah, suddenly cut off with another sickening thud. Just as you clear the clearing, you see before you a big ogre with a two-handed giant club swinging at a couple of militiamen that are around. You've got 2 militia already on the floor, seemingly bleeding out, crushed to pieces. The ogre frantically turning, swinging on another one, shouting out, "Friend! Me friend!" as he does battle with the remaining 3 militiamen. And I am going to switch you over to our first battle scene,
Yay!
which hopefully
roll
will
for
work.
diplomacy to avoid the combat.
Why are
No.
we going to battle? This guy's a friend, apparently.
Oh, he might be.
Yeah.
Might be the militia you have to fight.
From this town? Wow.
So you've broken through into the this little clearing. There are 2 dead guys, and I know you can't see anything right now. I need to set that up.
Yes.
Where are your characters? We have got. You came down the path, so you'd be down there. A Vulwin.
This forest is really dark.
Yeah, no kidding.
Got an Elora.
Who said that? Can't see you.
Got a Tahko.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can see
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, you can. Actually, we can see everything because of you, can't we?
Yeah, I was a little unsure
Yeah.
how exactly that would work because of
Should be
this
here.
new lighting system. It kind of looks like you can see everything that Irilyssa can see, which is not intended, but I can't find a way of fixing that. It's a bit annoying.
But Irilyssa, didn't you use that ability though on us?
Yeah.
Yes, I gave Vulwin, Tahko, and Zagrax my Eyes of the Night.
Oh,
Nice. Well, I can guarantee that I am seeing the night. My view is like 5 feet out from my character.
So what exactly can you guys see? Except for you, Irilyssa, I know what you can see, because you can see everything.
I can see 60 feet out.
You can see some tokens around me.
I can see the Vulwin's behind me, and there's a bit of purple to my lower right, and that's
Oh,
it.
that's you.
Okay, cool. So
I can't even tell it's you.
So when I was
Yeah, I
testing
think I
this,
missed-
apparently the DM mode is bugged, so that whenever I try and see the vision from a player, it still just shows everyone's vision. But as long as it doesn't happen that way for you, then it's fine. So
yeah,
who
this
has
is
the special enchantment that Irilyssa was providing?
I do.
Tahko?
Tahko, Vulwin,
Me.
and Zagrax.
Okay.
We can only do 3 people right now.
Boom. Tahko.
Whoa.
Zagrax.
Okay, I think I can see the whole map now.
And Vulwin.
Being able to see is nice.
Oh, it's 300 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty huge. So, just to explain for people watching on stream right now, you will notice that some of these icons have actual pictures and some of them don't. We are still waiting on artwork to come through. Christmas period, obviously artists are also taking time off, so things are a bit slow at the moment, but we are waiting for the other artwork to come through. 2 of them already have, and that's why they have got an actual avatar, whereas the other 3 don't. So we're just using placeholders, because I don't want to risk copyright stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've stumbled across this, well not even stumbled, you've raced into this clearing. The ogre is kind of turning with his back to you at the moment, facing off against the guard, which is directly to the north of him. Friend! Me friend! He takes another big swing. The guard back steps hastily. The big club whistles just in front of his face and kind of stands there a little bit, shield up, spear in one hand. Not really sure what to do, because this thing is big and mean, and 2 of his friends beside him. Already on the floor with blood splattering out across the snow.
Joy.
I'm in a lantern.
Can we see the barrel of mead?
Yeah.
Roll me a perception.
Oh, okay.
I was curious about that.
And perception.
8.
8.
You see no barrels of mead.
Okay.
So
we
did you want to
doing,
try yelling out at the ogre yelling friends? Because we haven't gone for initiative yet. He is not aware of your presence. Yet.
No. I think I'm okay with just entering initiative at this point.
Alright then. In that case, I will say, roll initiative.
All right.
Yeah, so we're on notice at this moment, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, even if he has dark vision, he's still not going to be able to see us.
Well, it's true. Yeah, we haven't contacted either party that's over there yet. $22.
Nice.
I don't know if the rolls are updating, so we'll still keep calling them out.
Yes, that's true. I got a whole 5.
What?
That was great.
Well, I'm trying to leave the other window active while we're in the middle of a battle, so it should be updating. Twitch, tell us if it's not.
I'm sorry, my token was not selected.
What?
I rolled a 14.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was in the ruler, and I thought I was in the other mode.
I also was in the ruler.
No!
Okay, that's fine. So let's see.
I rolled a 14.
We have got Elora at turn with a 14, and Irilyssa
I rolled 20.
20.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then we also need to do a Zagrax. We got a 17.
17.
And then we will sort this by descending. So in first place we have got Vulwin. So again, coming up on this scene, you've got the ogre currently with his back turned away from you, with the 2 guards right behind him, kind of angling for a position to strike, focused seemingly solely on the guard right in front of him. To his left and to his right, you have the blood-smeared bodies of 2 other guardsmen who already seem to be laid low.
Okay. We were following tracks, at least to a certain point through here. Would these tracks be big enough to have been an ogre's? Or am I not sure?
Roll me a survival.
Because I'm kind of curious exactly where the
Survival or nature, your choice.
Yeah, I'll do survival. I'm 24.
Nice.
I'm kind of curious.
The tracks which you have been following seem bigger than the ogre's. So the ogre...
Bigger?
First of all, the ogre does seem to be barefoot. Couple of his toes are missing, probably due to... well, certainly due to frostbite. The tracks that you've been following have been booted, but they are definitely bigger.
Oh. And you said that the barrels or things of mead, the casks of mead, those aren't the Tahko. You didn't spot them, but do I have to roll for spotting them if I'm curious if they're around?
Because we're an initiative, I kind of want to limit just how much you can do. So I'm going to say Tahko is already kind of in the surprise round. It's kind of gone. Don't see them. You can
Sounds good.
use a bonus action if you want to take a look around yourself. That's up to you. But you are still technically in the surprise round, so I'll allow you to do that for your surprise.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I see that there's is a town guard.
They seem to be.
Okay. They seem to be town guard.
You know from your time in the 10 towns that the smaller towns, for example, Goodmead, tend to be militia rather than a uniformed guard. So these are not uniformed uniformly. But they are armed and equipped like you would kind of expect militia members to be from a central armory, with a couple of personal pieces, if they have something better.
Then, if this is a surprise round, it's one action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to move to the higher ground over this way. So, up near this tree and this ridge.
Okay.
To try to get a better vantage point and see what's going on.
Let me just zoom this out for Twitch so you guys can actually see what's going on.
And so as I go that way, I'm just gonna turn to the rest of them and be like, the tracks we were following, they were different, bigger than this thing booted. Might not be the thing we were following.
I don't see the
But-
meat on them.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I'm gonna get a better view up here.
But the tracks you have been following go straight through this clearing, to be clear.
Okay. Yeah, tracks do go this way though.
Okay, anything else?
That's it. That's my one action for the surprise.
Okay, Irilyssa.
It looks like they need help. Do we stay or do we move on?
It shouldn't be our fight. Just tell them to leave.
Uh, are we fighting or are we chasing?
We're not fighting if we don't have to.
Okay. Wait. Why did I go that way? I'm just gonna move up by Vulwin. And that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. Zagrax.
Oh.
I think he's going to do
wrong
much the
button.
same.
Okay. I'm attached.
Pretty sure he can't go quite that far, but I'm guessing here.
Hey, look at that.
How far does he go?
Hi, everyone.
30, so 6. So you're all kind of just crouching along, sneaking up behind the tree to see what you can see and do.
Yeah.
Alright, Tribal Warrior. This guy is gonna take a strike at Herr Ogre. So he'll move up, try and take a hit in. That is a hit. Okay, so the guardsman to the left behind the ogre rushes forward, spear in one hand, shield in the other, kind of pushes the shield behind him to get more momentum, thrusts into the back left leg of the ogre. Raw friend! And Elora.
Okay. I just moved myself up next to Zagrax because he's holding on to Elora.
Okay,
And she's just waiting.
that's true. Fair enough.
True.
So this other guard is going to rush up as well, and is going to try and get a hit in. That is a horrible miss. So, being a little more cautious, hiding behind the shield, takes a bit of a tentative stab, not really trying to get the ogre's attention. The ogre seems to elbow the spear aside. It grates against the tough skin of the ogre, but doesn't seem to actually draw any blood. And then the final tribal warrior is going to try and step forwards and get a swing in himself, and misses. The ogre manages to block down with his giant club just as the spear comes crashing in with such force that it almost breaks the spear. Friend! Tahko.
All right. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'll. Is the actual snow difficult terrain?
Yes.
Okay. So the first 20, I think, were probably on the path. Is the path difficult terrain?
The path would be normal. I'll say where you are now is normal, but if you try and go any further into the woods, it will be difficult.
Okay. So I think I get 2 more squares of movement then if I'm going to double move. All right. I can get that far. Can I do another bonus to try and find the meat on him? Give him a good look over?
You've technically already done that this round,
Okay.
so no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Then it's going to be the ogre's turn. First thing I'm going to get you guys to do, because you are currently trying to sneak around it, if I understand correctly.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, no.
Not trying to
I'm
be
not
sneaky.
too worried about our noise running through the snow compared to the sounds of fighting. Actually, I'm going to yell out, it doesn't have the mead. Leave it alone.
Okay, roll a persuasion.
Persuasion. 10. Perfect.
And the guard who's currently trying to fend off the ogre is like, "But you killed 2 of my mates! The thing's dying!"
Enjoy killing it then.
Okay. And then the ogres go. That's definitely a hit. That's definitely a hit.
Poor
So-
choices.
As the guard yells back at you, "Mate!" Crack! He gets a two-handed club to the side of his face. You can see his jaw visibly clicking out of position. Not quite, well, definitely breaking it, but not doing any more damage. And a very, very raw, well, you can't really see because helmets and stuff. But yeah, that hurt. That frickin' hurt. And the guard kind of takes a step back, reeling from the blow, trying to shake off the head injury that he just sustained. Vulwin.
Okay, so moving up through this area here past Tahko is going to be rough terrain, you said?
Yes. Like I'll say,
Okay,
where it's these
so-
light bits, it'll be normal terrain, but if it's in the big white bits, then it'll be
Okay.
difficult.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think I should be able to move just past where Tahko is on the edge of the ledge there. This is
Under
all-
the tree probably wouldn't be too dense either, because the tree is probably absorbing a bit of the snow that comes
I
down.
would agree with that, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna move right at. Ooh, not too much. Right ahead of you. You know, you just said something. You know, my intentions were the same. I wasn't really trying to hide, but I was just trying to get a better vantage point to see what was going on. And now that I see that this ogre is just is fighting these guard, they're fighting them. I'm also gonna call out too. If there's no bead, why'd you assail this creature?
They
See
just
if they
said
have a
it.
chance to respond.
Well, the thing was, they said they're attacking him because they killed the person just now, and that's why they're continuing the fight. But like, why did they start this? What started?
So the
Oh.
guard
That's what I'm trying to
nearest
get
you, this one,
Mhm.
calls out behind him, "We didn't attack it! He attacked us!"
Okay.
Are you going to help us or not? Vulwin, anything else?
He is going to. He's gonna pull out a longbow. He's gonna pull out the bow as part of like that moving up there. He's going to hold. He's gonna hold his action though. He sees what's going on, but this ogre is also declaring itself as friend. What does Vulwin know about ogres?
Roll nature check.
All right, fantastic. Let's see.
They're big, generally
9.
stupid.
Okay.
You don't know a huge amount about them.
Okay. So I can't really tell whether or not this ogre is purely defending itself or if it's attacking. It's just a broil of combat.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And there's only so much you can divine in a 6-second time slot.
Yeah. So that's what he's got.
Okay. Irilyssa. So what are you holding your action for? Sorry.
Oh, you know what? Forget about the held action. These, from what I can tell, these people look like they're guards from Goodmead.
Well, you know that you've been
So-
following the footprints of about 5 people, and
That's
there
not what I
are
wanted to
5 of them here. So,
Yeah.
yes, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't? Lightning bolt's great.
Yeah. He's uncertain.
Irilyssa.
Sorry, I kind of jumped the gun there.
It's alright.
That's good. That's good.
Irilyssa has seen enough. She's not going to let these people get hurt anymore, so she's just going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay, so
on
your
this.
guiding bolt, one of the stars in the sky illuminates a little bit brighter, and a beam of energy blasts out from it, striking into the ogre. That is a hit. Roll damage. That
17
is...
radiant.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Nice.
So you can see that this searing bolt of energy coming out of the sky. It seems to burn itself into the ogre. Part of his shoulder actually catches light with the intensity of the force from that. As it roars out in pain.
And then Irilyssa. You said under the tree wasn't difficult, right?
Correct, yeah, under the tree is just normal terrain.
And I'm just gonna be right there next to Vulwin.
Okay. So Vulwin, did you have a trigger?
No, I didn't really have a trigger on that one. He is right now. He's undecided between which side he's helping.
Okay.
He doesn't know anything about either side.
So, has Zagrax actually done his level up stuff? I think he has. Drat.
Ha!
Oh no.
This might be a short fight. And let's see. He's got that. He's got that.
Yeah, and I know Vulwin's got some reserves about what's going on, but
Sorry, I just need to get the player's handbook so I can see what paladins do. I asked permission
The
earlier
run-in
if I could play with them.
They smite a lot.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure what level they get
They do.
smite at.
they swing their weapon and things get hit.
Oh, by the way, Trips mentioned to me that I rolled with a D8 instead of a D10 for my hit points last time. Mind if I roll that again with a D10?
You're a cleric, that is D8. Fighter's a D10.
It is a D8?
Yeah.
Darn. Okay.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, cleric's a D8. Clerics, rogues, druids, warlocks.
Yeah.
I just believe Jimbo.
Okay, so level 2 is when they get Divine Smite. How does one smite divinely?
You sacrifice one of your spell slots as a bonus action.
And then the extra damage is 2d8. Okay, so Zagrax is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55,
Oh,
60.
boy.
Dragged far away.
He's going to start
he's in
storming in. These people are innocent! We need to help them!
Mm-hmm.
And then guard behind the ogre who got the really good hit off last time is going to try again. That is a 17
He
to
has
hit.
advantage.
Was that?
It's true.
He would have advantage due to my guiding bolt.
And
Okay.
actually, they all have flanking.
That is also true. Wouldn't have mattered so far, but yes. Right, and in fact they have advantage anyway because technically these guys are pack tactics.
Oh,
Interesting.
nice. So triple advantage. Let's see how they do.
Thankfully we're not playing with the additive advantage rules. We've done that before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because this would have been like a +6 or something just from the different stacked advantages.
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, the spear guy, his spear is kind of still lodged into the ogre and he just kind of twists it for a little bit of extra damage. Ah! This is for Ray! Elora.
Okay. I move my token because I was dragged around.
Okay. Yep, that's true. So Elora, from
I
the
guess-
inside of your thing, you hear stuff from outside, don't you, or do you?
Yeah, I can hear everything. and
So you
see
hear the
everything.
muted run, move, run, and then every now and then a ah,
Mhm.
and then the talking of your group kind of shouting out stuff. You can't quite make out what they're saying, but there's definitely action going on outside.
Okay. I think I would have heard Zagrax, I think, because I'm attached to
Yep.
him.
Yeah, you definitely would have.
So she'll think that it's time to pop out.
Okay.
Zagrax yell, Elora, I choose you.
I choose you! Yeah. So as a bonus action, she's going to basically boop right out of her lantern.
Okay.
And she disappears right where she is, probably.
Mhm.
Because it's just in the next non-occupied space.
Yeah, so you can pick any of those. You
and
could be
then
right next to the ogre if you wanted to be.
No thanks. And then, she's just going to clap her hands together and push them out, or basically go like that, and cast an Eldritch Blast on that big thing, because it looks scary. She just kind of assumes.
Go for it.
So I have to do this one right here. And I took an Agonizing Blast, so I get a... If I hit. That's a 20.
Yeah, that hits. Yep. 16. Damn.
Wow, 16.
Yeah.
Wow. Double plus 3?
I thought this was going to be a tough fight, but yikes.
No.
Yeah, so yeah.
So what does your
Everybody
Eldritch
else
Blast
just
look
sees
like?
it.
What does your spellcasting look like?
I think it looks fiery, like I feel like most Eldritch Blast looks, but it has like... It's green, but it has more of a blue tint to it.
Okay.
So like teal.
So
And then just like a...
Elora claps her hands together for a moment, looks at the ogre, and then spreads her hands out. And as she does so, this kind of teal-coloured bolt of energy slams out into the ogre, catching it right in the side, just under where Irilyssa's radiant damage had hit. And he kind of roar! He starts trying to turn that side away from you.
Yeah. And that's her turn.
All right. The other tribal warrior's going to get another stab in. That's a hit.
Oh.
7 points of damage. So this time, again, taking that cautious stance, but he sees where Elora's bolt of energy hit, and the ogre's starting to twist towards him anyway, and he kind of stabs up with the spear, getting right in onto the wound you've already left, turning the spear as he does so. And this is for Sean! And he pulls the spear out again.
Sean!
And I need to make a note of what those characters are called. Then it is the last tribal warrior who kind of got beaten up a bit. That's an initiative roll. That's a hit. 4 points of damage. And I can say that this thing is very much near death.
Okay.
So, still reeling from the blow, kind of still dazed, he just swings out wildly, hoping to catch something, but it's a big frickin' ogre. He catches something, and he manages to scrape a big Z across the left side of the ogre as he's still trying to twist away. Oh, friend! And the ogre kind of drops to one knee, resting a little bit on the warhammer before pushing himself back up again. And Tahko, your turn.
All right. I'm going to point a finger at him, and let's see. I'm going to yell out in giant, "Toll the Dead," and cast that spell.
Oh, God damn.
As
Do you just say Toll the Dead?
in giant, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's good to know.
Spell.
So,
Where is
is that a save or is that a to hit?
that? Is the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, and
You know, those things ogres are really good at.
yeah, Wisdom saving throw.
He
Yeah,
rolled
otherwise it take-
spectacularly. He got a
Told you.
0.
It's great at
Zero.
them.
0.
Then
3
he
minus
takes
3.
1d12. 1d12. 9 damage.
Okay, so
Still up?
Tahko points a finger at the big ogre. Those of you who can understand Giantish, you hear him rumble, "Toll the Dead." The rest of you hear something sound like "Arr!" And the ogre just drops the club completely, claps his hands over his head, and you can kind of hear this ominous boom appearing from just somewhere around you, just this radiant sound. The ogre claps his hands against his ears, then just falls forwards flat on the ground, blood starting to pour out from between his fingers, and he just lies there still.
I don't have a good feeling about any of this, Tahko.
It's over.
Are we
Come on,
supposed
you
to
have
kill
something-
this guy?
We have something we actually need to do, and that's go save the mead.
Well, we were tracking 5 tracks. I've taken head count.
Well, there's 7 here.
Is there actually 7? I thought there was 5 here.
There's
5
5.
here.
Okay, I like to talk about but I want to recount.
5 humans and then 1
Oh,
ogre.
okay.
You have not seen,
Okay.
as far as you
Same.
can tell, the ogre tracks, except in this clearing.
Either these were some very attentive guards that chased after, or we might have found our thieves.
Well, let's try and find the mead.
So,
All right, so I'll go up to the guards. And what? 3 are still alive, and the other 2 are just pulp.
yeah, so the one who got slammed in the face just kind of sits back in the snow, one hand on his head, just obviously trying to ward off the mother of all headaches. The guard, which was nearest you guys and which had been talking to you, turns and looks towards you, Tahko, because Zagrax has suddenly fallen silent. Weirdly, thank you, friend. It's not what we expected to find, but this thing just came out of the bushes and launched itself at us.
Why was it yelling friend?
That escapes me, because he certainly wasn't acting like one.
Yeah, that we kind of saw him. What were you expecting to find exactly?
Oh no, something with big feet rushing off with our bows.
Well, it's still gotten away. You might want to rest a bit. We're following after.
Oh yeah, we're definitely in no shape to continue. I mean, they killed Sean and Ray. Oh, I'm gonna have to tell their families about this. If you'll
Sorry for
excuse
your
me,
loss.
I need to see to them. He turns away and makes his way towards one of the bodies, and then the other guy rushes over to the guy with his head in his hands, kind of looks him over, prods the jaw once, and just gets it.
All right, I'm just going to ignore all that now and start looking for giant snow prints past the excitement somewhere around here.
So, Vulwin, are you doing
Yeah.
the same thing?
Yeah, so he's going to put the bow back away and go down there and take a look at like this clearing area and the path that kind of came through, to see if the same path he had been following, like, tracked through the same kind of tracks he'd been seeing.
Okay.
I know
so,
there's been a big scuffle right here in the middle, but he's gonna look around.
Vulwin, roll me a survival. Tahko, roll me a perception.
Okay.
I've got a 6, and that's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Amazing roll. 6 and an 8. We're doing great.
There's a lot of stuff going on here.
So the tracks in this area have really been scuffed apart. It's really difficult to see exactly what's going on. You'd been following the snow pretty easily, pretty confidently before, and hadn't really been picking up on any of the usual tracking devices which you would ordinarily do, and you kind of curse your laziness there, because you seemingly are unable to find any sign of this ogre whatsoever, which is astonishing, except for this little circle of basically where he is standing right now, and then just a slurry of snow around him. You do, however, find, because it's pretty darned obvious, is a set of big footprints heading further north.
Okay.
And it's just
Yeah.
those footprints. There are no guard footprints with them. Probably. I mean,
Okay.
you follow them a bit and then go, is that a stone? Or is that a footprint? I think that's a twig. Yeah.
That's a stone, definitely.
Where are we going?
And then Tahko, looking around, you see no sign of mead barrels at all.
Yep.
Oh.
No meat here. We need to
Just
keep going.
yeah, just an ogre at the tracks that should lead through as expected. Nothing else here. Really hard to make out with the tussle. We should keep going.
Yay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll leave the guards.
Goodbye, guards.
Hi, guard.
So, go back to the neutral screen. And I can go ahead and close the turn order to get rid of that. See what stream can see. Let's zoom in a little bit, just because it looks better. Good enough. Okay, so you're able to follow the... Before I do this, what's your marching order right now?
I think I'm leading with
Vulwin and I are
Tahko.
probably in front. Yeah.
I'll be in the middle.
I'll take up the rear with Zagrax.
Okay.
Okay, so leaving the guards to tend their wounded behind, and you hear them slowly or softly talking amongst each other. You make your way out of the clearing, heading north, following the tracks. You continue this way for probably another 15-20 minutes, following the tracks. I would say probably a little more cautiously now, having just seen this fight going on. A little bit more aware of this is a forest, it is full of dangers of various kinds, and you do need to be on your guard. Unless you're rushing. Are you rushing still?
No.
We're not. I don't think we're running anymore. I think we're just.
Yeah. We're not going to save anybody. We're just going to recover meat at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been slowing down enough that we're going to need to pay attention to tracks on the way, honestly.
And as you leave the site of the battle, once again, the forest descends back into silence. Every now and then you'll hear like a bough just giving up its load of snow, a slight breeze in the wind, and then of course the continual crunch of your boots on the lightly snowed path in front of you. Not that lightly snowed. Snowy path. And then Vulwin, as you're walking ahead, suddenly you get a pff, and the fur on your face feels wet. You put a hand to it and pull it away, and there's just these little tufts of snow on your face. You look up, expecting to see a bough has just given up its snow, but it's clear there's nothing there.
Does the staff change color?
The
Staff?
lantern.
Yeah, you mean the lantern?
The lantern has
Yeah,
indeed
that-
changed colour. It is
That we
currently
probably
green.
gave back?
Okay.
No, you
So
didn't.
there's Schwingo.
You kept the lantern.
We didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she didn't ask for it, so...
Free magic lantern. Why
Yeah.
would you give them back?
Heck yeah. He's going to think that's weird, but he's not going to think too much of it at the very moment. Just can't discern where it came from, but it's a little bit of snow.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely see this. So as you're kind of rubbing your cheek a little irritably, looking around to see what the source of this was, a reddish brown streak from behind the party launches itself past you all, streaking between your legs and darting towards one of the little tufts of snow which is off to the side of the path. You, Vulwin, recognise that to be your fox friend.
You said fox
Oh.
friend.
And it leaps onto the packed snow, and then out of it another Schwinger emerges from the snow
Oh no!
and
Yay,
throws
feeding
another
them.
snowball at the fox, who just kind of butts it away with a head and then starts digging in the snow next to the Schwinger, and they start basically having a little mock fight with each other.
Okay.
Mock- Okay.
Mock fight until it's caught.
The Schwinger suddenly steps back a little bit, looks at the fox and the paw which the fox has been trying to hide away from the Schwinger, and it makes a gesture and then holds out a berry, a very similar berry to what Vulwin had left behind for the fox, and the fox immediately moves forwards and starts eating the berry, and the Schwinger creates another one, passes over, creates another one, passes it over, and the fox merrily starts digging in. You suspect that he's acting a lot less cautious right now because he recognizes those berries.
You trust those berries, not your
Not your
berries.
sticky poo-poo bear.
I don't know. I don't know though. I walked away.
It's fair enough.
Oh,
Well, looks like you got another Frit here, Elora.
me?
Yeah, Les would like to.
I think you could make friends with it too. If you wanted. Like this one.
We'll just kind of like, look at the fox and the Schwinga and just kind of give it like a little like wave, like a half wave.
And as you give this kind of half wave, another snowball in the side of your face. This one hits the face and then just lands on the ground, still seemingly whole.
Yeah, pretty
And
friendly.
that snowball is bigger than the little ones that they usually send. This is a furball-sized snowball. This thing is like
Oh,
one
wow.
and a half times the size of the Shringa that just threw this thing.
I don't know about that friendliness exactly.
Well, I mean, I think it just throws snowballs as like a greeting, to be honest.
It's a pretty big greeting.
I'll nod, and then I'll roll up a snowball and throw it at them.
Okay.
Oh,
A taco size.
You roll up a snowball,
Yeah.
throw at the Shringa. The Shringa dives into the snow rift, which he's been standing on top of. Roll me a dexterity roll. See if you get anywhere near him.
Oh, finally a good roll. 17.
Yeah, so your snowball impacts right where the Shringa was a moment ago. He seems to have disappeared inside the snow and then kind of jumps back on top of it and does a bit of a leprechaun dance on top of the half remnant of the snowball you just threw at it. And then it gets another little one, throws it at you, and another inside of your face.
Yeah, I think that's hello.
Well, maybe this thing knows. If you see something come through here, something with large feet.
And just kind of does a twirl in the air, lands back on the ground. Doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
That's expected. And he's just gonna kind of start looking around to make sure he can still find tracks to follow. Then
Okay, so as you
Well,
move
there are
away from the party a little bit to see if you can find these tracks, movement catches your eye, and you look behind you, and the snowball that he threw at you seems to be rolling after you.
well, all right. Like it just like rolls up to him. Like he's gonna stop and just kind of like watch it if it's rolling at him.
As you
you
stop, the
have a
snowball
trail?
just stops. Looks like it's never moved. Except that there is a trail behind the snowball where it's clearly moved.
All right. And he's gonna like turn and walk towards the snowball.
Okay. Snowball sits there.
And he's gonna bend down and he's gonna pick up the snowball.
Okay, so you have got Charm of the Snowball, which means that you can throw 5 snowballs. Let's see, what does it do? Counts as a ranged weapon, range of 20 feet, max range of 60. It deals 1d4 cold damage. I'll send you all this detail. And if it
Okay.
rolls a crit, it blinds the person you threw the snowball at.
Oh my gosh! It could have blinded me.
This sounds like some kind of holiday theme for like an MMO item.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
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 Vulwin's gonna look back at. He's gonna like kind of move it around, and be like, "That's actually pretty solid." And he's gonna look back at the twig and just be like, "Thanks. Really don't know what this is, but pretty solid. Probably come in handy. It's a snowball, of course. Don't mean to sound dumb, but
Another little snowball hits you in
Oh.
the face.
no, all right.
And then the Shringa kind of puts his head forwards and then waves his hands next to his head, like you would imagine a child would be doing when they stick their tongue out. It has no tongue, so it can't stick it out. And then it dives into the snowdrift, and the fox kind of digs after it, disappearing rapidly from sight.
Well, Vulwin, it seems you gained 2 friends today.
And Vulwin,
Looks like
I
the,
will send you the details of that snowball.
amazing.
But yeah, looks like the fox is okay too, so that's good.
Actually, no, I'll do that as a hangout.
Well, let's not forget the 2 men are dead.
Yes, we have to keep moving. But the
Yeah.
Tring are friendly diversions.
Already late. We're wandering through a forest at night trying to find somebody who stole meat and killed a bunch of people. mean, let's take the little moment so we can get them.
Just don't put your guard down.
It seems pretty clear here, so we should probably head on.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you do indeed continue on after your encounter with the Shringer. One of those lovely random things that this module does.
Yeah. You just rolled up some random Schwinga.
It wasn't random. It's part of this encounter.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like
That's
if you manage to
awesome.
befriend the fox, then the fox basically helps you out with the Shringer. Otherwise, you get nothing.
Okay.
So the fact that Vulwin, even though he completely scuffed that encounter because he left the good berries behind, basically fixed it.
Yeah, I had
Nice.
dropped some good berries behind there. I'm glad it kind of helped, sort of.
Yay, fox friend.
So you continue along the path, following the big booted footprints, and they seem to lead off of the path now, leading in a different direction from the path. Still easily able to follow them, though.
Okay.
And as you do, they come across a stream, completely frozen solid. The footprints walking on the side of the stream, and as you're walking, following those footprints, Vulwin, you look over and you're astonished that you've just recognizing this now. Like, how on earth did you miss this? But there is a second set of footprints, humanoid with a couple of appendages missing on feet that you may have seen previously, belonging to a certain ogre, going towards where you guys have just come from. Running in
Oh.
parallel to the big footprints that you're following right now, going in the opposite direction.
Okay. So basically, I'm hearing that right. I missed one of the paths.
No, if it's just you rolled a crit 1, so you completely missed
Oh
the
yeah.
ogre's
Okay. So it was
footprints.
just doubling back. Yeah. Okay.
But it looks like they came from the same... Well, the ogre came from somewhere, and the whatever it is that you're following seems to be going wherever the ogre came from, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I got you now.
But you're unable to see which are fresher, which are more recent.
Yeah.
That part of your roll still counts.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're on the right path, one way or the other. How you're
Okay.
going. But these marks, they look like they're from the ogre. Would have already been down this far.
And I'm going to say that you guys have been on the road for about an hour at this point, including the battle. Probably actually more than an hour. So those of you with the extended dark vision, that will have faded.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, it's probably been about 2 hours, actually.
Yeah,
I
back to
reckon.
lantern. Yeah.
Okay.
So interesting.
So you continue following the little stream with the footprints on it. Vulwin and Tahko now struggling a little bit to see around you, but you can still see enough that you can follow this path. It's just that you're going to struggle if there's any hidden dangers as you go.
Okay.
Irilyssa, though, you're still able to see with moonbeam, light beam, head beam, whatever beam eyesight. You're totally fine. And Elora, are you actually walking or are you back in your lantern?
No, she's walking begrudgingly.
Okay, so you're walking along, kind of yawning every 5 minutes pointedly. Like, and eventually, a stone outcropping looms out of the darkness ahead of you, and there are 3 darker points in this rock outcropping. Clearly a cave of some kind. 3 separate entrances. The one on the left, the ice stream seems to be going straight into. The one in the center is slightly obscured by fallen trees and a couple of like vines and things growing in front of it, but it's still pretty clearly a cave entrance. And then the one on the right is the one that the footprints disappear into.
Mm.
They probably want to go that way, right?
That
Yeah.
seems to be the case. So where the tracks came from, But there's no big tracks down this way. It's still just the small tracks, or though, not small tracks, but the multiple sets of tracks.
The tracks that you're following at the moment is the really big tracks going into
Okay,
the cave, and then the ogre tracks going out of the cave.
gotcha. All right.
And they do seem to be blending together a bit now, so it makes it a little harder to see, but there's still obviously passage has occurred.
Yeah, I don't see anything in these other two possible two outcrops, so this would be the way to go.
Okay.
I'd advise we're going into a cave like this, completely be on your guard.
And
Absolutely.
Tahko, from your position at the front, you can smell smoke on the air. It's faint, but there is definitely the smell of lingering smoke on the air.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Vulwin is going to, lantern in one, and then, draw his short sword as well, leading into here.
Okay. So which one are you going into, the left, the middle, or the right?
Going to go into the right one, following the tracks.
Okay.
Okay.
And the smell of smoke as we get closer, I guess.
Yeah, so you also recognize, soon after Tahko recognizes the smoke, you also smell it. And then a little after that, Elora you do. No, Irilyssa you do. Elora does, and Zagrax seems completely oblivious to the fact that there is something here. He's just kind of wandering along behind you guys, just eyes off into the distance, just like looking at the sky.
Okay.
Maybe that smell of smoke is cooking something. Maybe just wanted some meat to go with it, but that's I don't know. Just speculating.
So you make your way into the cave, and immediately you feel this radiating warmth. It is much warmer in this cave than it was outside. Certainly you can see that there are actually drips from the cave ceiling where bits of snow and ice are starting to melt. There is definitely a heat source within this cave, and you enter, and there's a rock outcropping in front of you. You kind of round that outcropping, and then you do see the flicker of firelight on the walls.
Okay. But we don't see any creature in here?
No, it still seems like it winds around a little bit, so you've just come through one bend, and then there's probably another bend before you, before whatever casting the firelight. But the firelight is dancing off the wall in front of you.
Okay. Just gonna, put the, put my one hand up with the sword and just kind of like motion with some hands, like I'm holding onto it, and just be like, and then I'm going to kind of push myself, against the wall, trying to move a little quieter, as we round this area, even if we have some light over in this area too, just trying to listen.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you stealthing in, or are you just trying to listen?
I think in this case, it's trying to make as least amount of noise as possible.
Okay, roll
So
stealth,
stealth.
and because you are moving ahead, roll a perception as well, just so I can see how much you see.
Okay. Let's do stealth first. I don't know the number yet. What do we get?
You got a 15?
And perception, you said?
Yep.
18.
Wonderful.
Okay, nice. So you round the bend, and that is indeed the entrance to another cavern. A bonfire in the middle of this cave keeps it lit and relatively warm. The scent of roasting meat fills the air as the hunk of meat on the spit drips juices into the fire. Goats and sheep are held in a spacious animal pen enclosed by a crude wooden fence. Other features of the cave include a wooden cart with a broken wheel, 2 old crates, and 2 barrels. Familiar-looking barrels. And they are emblazoned with the Good Mead logo crest.
But still no creature.
Except for the goats and sheep.
Great.
So as you go in, the goats and sheep are on your right, the bonfire's ahead of you, and then there's crates and the barrels kind of stacked around. Then immediately on the right, kind of a little bit hidden by the cave entrance, is the cart, the broken cart.
Okay, well, something's definitely made its home here, but I don't know what yet.
Are the goats reacting to our presence at all?
They haven't noticed Vulwin and seem. Are you guys staying back? I was assuming that Vulwin's going ahead to scout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're staying back.
Yeah.
So they're not aware of your presence yet, and Vulwin they don't seem to have noticed.
Okay, and I'm not in these different like sections, these different like almost rooms, I'll call them. I haven't spotted anything other
They're
than
not
just
rooms.
the.
This is all one chamber.
It's all one chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the goats and the sheep are penned off in like one little nook on the right-hand side, and then everything else is just in the chamber ahead of you.
And I don't see anything in the chamber ahead.
Sorry, yeah, I should have said this. Following around where the low fence for the livestock is, there is another tunnel leading northeast. Then there's a tunnel kind of almost immediately ahead of you from where you're standing right now, and then another tunnel leading off to the left behind the cart. And you know what? I'm going to move you over to the cavern screen.
So a three-way split.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the main section, so.
Why do you
some
theorist of the mind when
exploring
you have
in
an
a
actual map?
Oh, we do. Good.
Yeah, as soon
Oh,
as I find it.
fantastic.
Where are you? There it is. Let me just make sure this place is set up properly, because this one you should not be able to see everything on.
I'll head back to the group as well, who are waiting, just to tell them what I'm seeing. And in keeping that kind of hushed. There's a whole pit of livestock. At the bead, found the bead, and something or someone is cooking food. Can't see anybody though.
Can we just take the meat?
We could just take the bead.
No.
But if we take just the bead, they're gonna just come back.
So
We
gotta find out
you've
what it-
seen all of that. I'm just going to leave you there so you can see what you've seen, and I need to actually put you onto that screen so you can see what I'm
People
seeing.
have died for that meat already. It's not like whatever was here has been starving. It doesn't need the meat. Just kill it because it could.
Hey, Mord.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, no.
I
Just my vision. No,
Yeah,
I don't have the eyes anymore.
let's put you over there because you shouldn't see that yet.
Yeah.
Then we got.
I didn't
Besides,
see
I think I went back around the corner where they are. I hope they're around this corner here.
Oh,
Are they behind me? I hope they're behind me. Oh, hey, good. On the map, I can't tell. As far as I know, I'm just walking into somewhere else.
So I'll say that you guys are kind of now that order, so you should be able to see what's going on at the moment.
Oh, the
Yeah.
goats. I see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a whole buffet over here, it looks like.
And I will say that with your really good perception roll from the left tunnel, Vulwin, you can hear a scraping sound. Methodical.
My buddies on whatever we're looking for is down the left passageway. A lot of noise coming from there. Unless
It's quiet. It's not like a lot of noise. It's definitely like if you hadn't been so alert to the sound in this area, you probably would have missed it. But you can definitely hear the
yeah.
and every now and then a
Aside
little
from
pause
the,
and then.
Yeah, aside from the livestock, it's the only other noise I can hear in here.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Blah, blah.
Blah.
What?
you laugh, but that should happen.
I mean, honestly, if they all start yelling out "intruder," then I'm like, I don't even know what to say.
Ram you.
Intruder! Intruder!
No, Ethan, have you seen Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah, I have. I love that movie.
It's the sheep from that.
Oh,
They'll
good.
start doing that.
Yep. Oh, that's that's a great movie.
Oh, unless
There it
there's
is.
fire. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, dude, Sam Raimi
Oh.
movie. This is what's happening right now.
My favorite goat noises.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna head up and crouch down next to this cart. Hear more goats.
Okay. So, crouching where you are, you do see a really big humanoid. So in the same way that Tahko is a big human, in your mind you would say that this is a small giant. And he's standing like right in the middle of kind of that chamber with his back towards you, and you can see his arms are working something, but he's got his back to you, so you can't see what he's doing exactly. But he's crouched. He's sitting on the floor. You can see a like a halberd sitting on the ground next to him, and then propped up on his left side, you've got a large tower shield. He does seem to be armoured, some kind of leather or hide type clothing, taken from many different pieces of armour and then stitched together. Pieces have been replaced. It's patchwork, but clearly crafted.
Because Taco's right over there across all. I'm gonna actually like wave him over, like.
Wave me over. Okay, I'm gonna sneak
Yeah,
up.
and I'm just gonna like kind of move over to the wall and just be like, looks like one of yours. Like big like you, but hopefully less rash.
Huh. I don't care if they're rash or not.
But
They have to
smart
answer
enough.
for what they did.
Well, smart enough to seemingly take care of the entire thing of livestock. So maybe we could just talk this one out, some way, shape, or form.
I think we have the advantage of surprise, and we should use it.
Irilyssa is just going to scoot over behind Tahko to get a better look.
Look, that armor that thing's wearing, it's tattered, but it's very cleanly put together. This thing is a dumb.
Okay. Did you expect it to be?
Didn't know what to expect. Just saying. We should know what we're dealing with first.
Tahko, because of where you're from, roll me a history check.
Okay.
I wouldn't really say this
We
is
do.
nature because it's a sentient.
Yeah, we
You have
have
no
the
idea.
advantage.
It's
Yeah.
big. Looks like you, but bigger, without tattoos.
Yeah, look, we have the advantage. Clearly, we don't know anything about the town. If they've ever dealt with this before.
All right, everyone take a hiding position. I'll try talking to it. If things go badly, attack. Sound good?
I'm not
Yeah,
very good at hiding.
Hey.
Yeah, just if it's one of your kind, don't challenge it to a blood right. Get yourself or us killed. Just
Okay.
And Vulwin will crouch back down the side of the cart and pull out the second short sword and just kind of hold them up in his chest, leaning up against it, just waiting and like looking up at Tahko like it's your go.
All right. I'm going to let them take a couple minutes if they need to get hidden. Can they take 20 on hiding? Is that a thing in this game?
No.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
roll stealth, and then we'll go from there. We'll see if he notices you.
I mean, you can hide around the corner. You can come into the room, hide out with the goats.
I will come into the room
11.
with stealth at an 11. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I expect
So
you to
not
stand by the
super
cart and be like, "Hey."
So what I'll do for Irilyssa and Elora, because you are around the corner, roll me stealth now just to see how quiet you're being in general in case it comes up. But chances are he won't notice you if you stay there.
Okay, I have to roll with disadvantage because of my armor.
Okay.
I have to roll disadvantage because I'm drunk.
Exhausted.
Oh.
Yeah, you are.
That's right.
Yep. All right, with a disadvantage, both of you.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my
good,
God.
That's a great disadvantage.
This has started to sober you up a bit, huh?
21.
Wow.
Okay, so Elora, you're just kind of bracing yourself against the rock beside you, taking a little bit of comfort from its touch, but then a wave of nausea kind of grips you, and you kind of. But it also means that you're not moving much because you don't want to upset your stomach more. Irilyssa, you're kind of crouching into place, and you do make a little bit of a clink as you try and hold yourself up against the cave. No sounds of reaction yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Vulwin will just be looking over at Tahko, like pretty much just chilling there, just be like, anytime you're ready.
Okay. Well, I'll walk out into the center here, and as I do I get a better look at what that creature is?
I mean, you can still just see his haunched back, because he is sitting there with his back towards you. Like I said, he's got spear on his right side, shield on his left, and his shoulders are moving, like he's definitely doing something, and it is rhythmically in time with that. He's big, kind of difficult to see exactly how big, considering he's seated right now, but he would definitely seem to be bigger than you, which takes some doing.
Yeah. All right.
How tall are you again?
I'll
Just
try
to remind me.
squeaking. I am, as I hit the right button somewhere under bio, I'm 7'8".
We'll just double.
7'8".
Yep, this guy is bigger than you.
All right.
Right.
So yeah, I'll walk out into the open there, and I'll say, "Hello."
And you say that, your voice seems to echo a little bit from the sides of the chamber, and the large figure straightens up a little, looks behind him, at you, picks up the spear, picks up the shield, puts it on his arm, and then stands and turns towards you. And he is a very large humanoid. Like, if he wasn't so big, he would look like a human. But he stands at full height, probably about 9 feet tall, his head just about brushing. Actually, the cave probably is taller than that, but he easily dwarfs you guys. Tahko, he's like your older brother or something, but the rest of you, he's big. I'm going to see if I can find you a picture. In fact, you haven't identified him, so I'm not going to show you a picture because that would tell you what he is. Although
Okay.
it says that on the screen, doesn't it? So yeah, you know. This is one of the few things where it doesn't have like a picture token, it has the name on it for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't it just like have abbreviated name?
Apparently not. That's not it. That's it. So we're going to show you that. And that is what he
Oh.
looks like.
Complete with the meat under his arm.
Yep.
Hey, it's in the cart now.
So yeah, he's got
I like his little
a top knot on top of his head,
Right.
black hair, seemingly unshaved, bit of protruding like upper lip. What do you want? No, it's more like, what do you want?
You got some killing in today.
I got some drinking today. Tastes very good.
You left your friend behind.
How you know name?
I don't know your name.
Only I call him friend.
He called for you before he died.
I was here. He was not.
You're going to have to answer for all those that died today.
Then answer. And with that, I'm going to have you roll initiative.
All right.
Okay.
Remember to click on your tokens.
Indeed.
Yes.
Hey, let's talk to this guy. You gotta pay for your crimes.
Well, he does.
It's true.
It was pretty funny though.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just Tahko. Ooh, 22.
Nice.
19.
I still have the old crew on here. In fact, I had not cleared out the previous ones, had I? Damn it.
Yeah.
Did it update
Got
with
that
your new
every time.
ones?
I don't see the old ones.
So it must have. Cool.
Yeah, I don't see the old one.
Yep, it updated.
You also need to roll for Zagrax.
Why am I seeing two of all of you?
Because there's the old roll, then the new roll, probably.
Vulwin was both a 22 and 22. You just got the same roll. Irilyssa, what did
Oh.
you get? You got a 19.
19.
Let's go with that. Tahko was not a 5.
It's like eerie music, eerie music.
Yeah.
Eerie music.
Right.
Right, the only one I haven't rolled yet is Zagrax, which I need to do.
No, deleted Elora out of the initiative.
Oh yeah,
I
got
really
it.
like
Oh, I
I
deleted
really
the
like
wrong
him as
one.
Goat Core.
Right?
That Goat Wave. I'm
Wave,
a big fan of Goat Wave now.
Go, wave with goats.
I'd listen to that.
Go
So,
away.
Elora, you're not showing up on the list? No. It's weird, you're showing up on mine. I will add
Oh, that's
Oh.
weird.
Huh.
Okay, that should...
Oh my god, it exists.
yeah.
Anyways.
And
She
then...
is.
And then... But wait, there's more.
Mm.
Oh boy.
So, Vulwin, you are the first to react. So the big guy kind of starts taking a couple of lumbering steps towards you. And it's your turn.
Okay, so we know that he's got to pay for his crimes. I'm going to, from just around the corner there, I'm gonna wait. If he's heading toward Tahko, I'm gonna hold my action that when he comes by, to attack him.
Okay.
If he does, otherwise I'm holding my spot right here.
Alright then. Then it's the big guy. How far do you move, Mr. Big Guy? Interesting.
He's got a movement of 100.
Yeah.
You could do a running leap, which he lands on you and crushes you like a Super
Well, the
Mario.
thing is, if I'm hiding up against the box, so
So
probably
he's
maybe it's
now
right here,
stepping
but-
past you?
Yeah, basically, it's like once he passes me, I'll do that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll do that opportunity attack, whatever it is.
Okay, so he's skirting around the campfire, but he is there right now. That is... Nope, he's got another move. So he is now there. And he is
basically-
going to... take a swing at Tahko.
Cool. So he runs up to make a swing, and I'm basically getting a swing on him as he walks past the cart. Alright,
Go for it.
Cool.
And this is from stealth, so you have advantage. He was not aware of your
Oh,
presence.
fantastic. I will take that.
He's like,
13 hit.
13.
I don't know about that.
So you strike out with your sword, but you manage to catch one of the areas where there's like two patches stuck on top of each other, so it's one of the thicker bits.
Right.
And like your sword sinks in a little bit, but because you hit the double area, it catches and doesn't seem to bite into his skin.
Okay. I think that's all I got for the held action, so.
Okay. And then he is going to take a
come to
swing
hit the
at
puny Goliath.
Tahko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just real quick, with the way we're doing the held action, is that more like the reaction in this case?
No, so held action is a held action, so you can hold your action. You just need to make sure you give me a trigger for when it happens. So it's like when he moves next to me, or if he takes an aggressive
Yeah.
action, or if he casts a spell.
Okay, so if I held that, would I be able to use the bonus action for, because I'm using 2 weapons to try to make another swing? That's up to you.
I would say yes, because that was a pretty express thing that you were doing, and you are 2-weapon fighter. So yeah, go for it.
Cool, I'll give it a shot. Is this also with advantage?
Yep. It's from stealth.
How about a 20?
20 hits.
Not natural, but a 20.
Much better. Much better.
Don't you have a disadvantage or a reduction in your stats from your offhand?
I'll
I'll be
no,
honest,
because
I have no
I am
idea how
second
this
level
works,
now.
so-
Yes, and I'll drop that in chat too. I got the 2-weapon fighter.
Okay.
Fighting style.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, here it is.
When you engage 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. Okay, that's what it was.
Yep. Let's see. 8 piercing.
8 piercing. Ouch. Okay. So as this guy comes striding past you, swing out with your main sword, and it just catches him with a glancing blow, catching into his double-lipped patchwork armor. Then you stab out with your second sword, trying to cut into a little different area of weakness, and this time you do feel it sink in a little bit, and he gives a bit of a grunt of pain, but continues marching on towards the big Goliath, who he probably sees as the biggest threat here, and he is going to try and stab you. That's a 17.
That would be a hit then.
You take 15 points of damage as this halberd that he's holding one-handed just whack.
I'm going to use an ability called Stone's Endurance.
Okay.
Where I can attempt to shrug off that injury.
Okay.
So I'll roll a d12.
That is a good time to use it.
Yeah.
Right. Plus 3 for my con. Oh boy.
Wow.
So you reduce
Tahko.
the damage by 5, so you take 10 points.
He did 10 points. That's still half my health. Ah.
So when you use
Great,
this Stone's
okay.
Endurance, what does it look like? How does this manifest for you?
Basically I'll block it with my arms. And kind of like take the blow in.
Okay. So yeah, he lashes out with this halberd, using the axe head on the halberd to try and get a cutting hit in on you, and you just kind of hold against it with both your hands, pushing against it. It still manages to dig in with the axe head, but you're holding against the shaft, so it doesn't dig in as much as it would, and then you push it away with a grunt.
With the grunt.
And I am very sorry, but he's going to hit you again.
What?
That's a 19.
2 attacks.
Yeah, this guy is a beast.
Yes.
So 19 hits, I believe.
Can't help you.
Yeah, 17 did.
Oh man.
13
All right.
points of damage.
Good night, everybody.
How much
All
did
right.
you
Another 13. So I'm
Oh.
at 0.
Oh!
With that, Tahko pushes the blade back again, but the Verby, the big guy, basically just hits you at the other end of the shaft, just raking against you. And while you're still like trying to cling on to the other end, you basically just feel this, effectively a quarterstaff, just slam into your head, and then darkness.
Great.
And that's
He
his
had to
turn
be
done.
armed and armored.
Irilyssa.
Yep. I go get
Bye.
So,
Just run away.
turned into goat paste.
Maybe.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Healing Word
Okay.
Oh,
on Tahko.
I'll just say, officially you can only cast up to cantrips. If you use a bonus action to cast a spell, you can only use a cantrip in your main spell. I hate that rule, so we're going to say you can use up to a level 2.
Oh, okay. It's kind.
Oh.
Because it will allow you to use things like Healing Words and then an actual spell.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay.
Okay. Alright, so Tahko heals 7.
Thank you.
So Tahko, you're on the ground, your eyes open again. Your head
Uh,
hurts like you've just been hit by a horse.
Pedal horse.
Oh,
spike.
man. And then I am going to... Sorry, I'm just looking at distances right now.
Yeah. Choose wisely.
Okay. I am going to use my Channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary. I'm going to present my holy symbol, and in a 30-foot radius around me is filled with dim light that lasts for a minute. And if a creature ends its turn in the sphere, I can grant that creature one of these
Yeah, right.
Like, why am I reading it? But I can grant them temporary hit points
Ooh.
equal to 1 plus my cleric level, or I can end charm or frighten on them.
Nice. So roll the 1d6.
Yeah, I suppose I can do it to myself. I do. So.
Whenever you
whenever they end
turn.
their turn.
Damn, that's nice.
Ooh.
3.
So if you're within that radius, you get the benefits. Okay, so everyone in that radius gains 3 temporary hit points, which are used first before anything else.
Is it automatically or?
Yeah, at the end of his turn. At the end of
Okay.
Irylyssa's turn, it recovers, replenishes, refreshes. That's pretty
Oh,
nice.
wow. Mm-hmm.
It's just unfortunate he rolled a 1.
Yeah.
That's been the theme of tonight.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, actually.
Sorry, I just want to ask chat, have the numbers not been updating? Because I've been purposefully trying to keep it on that page so it would update. So
They
I am...
are updating. The thing is, they seem to not like that they can't see your rolls too, but we can't see those because, you know, DM screen.
Yeah, I'm not showing you the DM ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know the players watch this as well, and I want to keep some things hidden behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So the combat music with the sheep just make me envision like these Braveheart sheep just go into battle against this giant.
Yeah.
Rah! Cheap warriors!
That's what we need to do, is open the gate behind us, then they'll all join us in combat.
Or they'll reinforce, and then we'll just be
Yeah.
outmatched.
There's somebody's backup, we don't know.
The goat swarm.
Yeah, and you kind of look behind you to see how the goats are reacting to this, and one of the goats just looks back. Just choose.
Yep, that's too dangerous to
That
cover.
goat gets 3 temporary hit points.
Nice!
It chews with a little bit more vigor. Okay, anything else?
No, that's the end of my turn.
Tahko.
I'm not gonna do this thing.
You are currently on the floor.
Alright. Okay, I'm going to stand up with half my movement.
Yep.
And I'm going to yell at a giant, inflict wounds,
Okay.
and then attempt to touch it. Actually, can I move here to get advantage as well?
Sure. Yeah, you can move around people.
Excellent.
You would need to be on the corner, so you would need to be there.
I can do that. Inflict wounds. Does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yay, for advantage. 4, level 1, 13 necrotic
Nice.
damage.
What does
That's
that
my
look like?
hand turns black, and I slap it upon him, and the black arcs through his body like lightning.
Okay, so you pull yourself up, your hand goes black, you hold it out against his arm where he's still trying to recover from the backhanded swing that he did against you. You manage to latch onto his wrist. You just glare into his eyes, he glares back. Wow, that's a tongue twister. And you just see his wrist kind of turning this decayed flesh kind of hue of black, which spreads slowly down his arm, then disappearing behind his sleeve. And he like tries to pull his arm away from you, but your grasp is locked in place with some godly power that you're just channeling into him. Eventually you release, and he pulls away, and you can just see that his arm currently just looks like it's just decaying, and the flesh is like sagging off of it a little bit.
Excellent.
Not nice. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm good.
Okay. Elora.
Okay. So she hears violence.
Yes.
So she's gonna peek around the corner. Oh my! That's very scary. She's going to think to herself. And yeah, she's not gonna go up. She's just gonna be like, I'm gonna use that Eldritch Blast again.
Okay,
And then
go for it.
that's a 9.
That does not hit. So once
Yeah.
again, you hold your hands together, push out towards it, and the bolt of teal energy blasts off against the ceiling. Chips of stone fall down. A couple of them narrowly missing Tahko, but you didn't hit the big guy.
Yeah.
The Verbeeg,
Like,
which is probably
Oh,
one of my
that's-
favourite named characters in the entire game. A Verbeeg, because he's really big. He's very big.
Verbig?
Wow.
she's just gonna be like, no, and back.
Okay.
She's like, sorry, couldn't help.
Zagrax is going to stomp forwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he is going to summon the energy of whatever kind of energy Zagrax has. We haven't actually established this, but he glows with some kind of mystical light. And his hammer?
I don't remember what he had.
His
Battle
weapon
axe.
of metal.
His battle axe
Battle
seems to sheen this kind of yellow golden colour, is bathed in light, and he strikes out with... He considers himself a tanky boy, doesn't he? So he's going to have a shield out. So one-handed. That is a 24 to hit.
Alright,
Yeah, that
Go
hits.
Zagrax.
And then he's going to roll
That's not
damage,
even
which is a
a
9.
crit.
Plus it's going to do the...
2d8.
2d8, thank you. With any modifiers?
No. I don't think so.
Unless he's doing a smite. Then he's good.
So that's a 16 points
That's
of
what
damage.
he is doing. Yeah.
So as his battle
He's
axe impacts on it, there's a psh, as energy explodes out from within the Verbeeg. His axe seems to sink in much deeper than you would have expected with a strike of that nature, especially as he's using this thing one-handed. And even though Zagrax is a pretty powerful creature, this thing hits pretty hard. And he takes 16 points of damage. I can now say that
Zagrax.
this guy is now looking injured. He's kind of holding his side where Zagrax just hit by trying to cover it with his shield a little bit more, circling slowly, facing each of you off. Vulwin.
I do enjoy our resident tanky boy coming into the fray. I'm gonna go ahead and attack as well. Now that I see Tahko across the way, we've got him flanked.
Yep.
So time to attack with advantage.
Yep. That's a hit.
23. All right. And I'm going to trigger an ability as well. Let me find it. It's the favored foe. It's the new optional one from Tasha's. It replaces favored enemy, but allows me to basically it's like a pseudo hunter's mark on this guy without taking an action. I'll drop that in chat so people can read on that.
When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call you mystical.
There's a lot, yeah. But basically what it does is I'm allowed once per turn on a successful hit to deal an additional 1d4, and it works like it's a concentration ability. But I can only do that once on a hit, so I will use it for this one.
Okay.
And I'll roll
Nice.
1d4, dealing 1 additional point of damage with it, but dealing 5 points of piercing damage. And then I will take the bonus action to attack with the second sword. Does an 18 hit?
18 hits, yes.
Oh, that's right, because the 16 hit earlier. Yeah, and I'll deal 9 piercing damage with that attack. That's max.
Nice.
98. Oh, damn it. 9.
98 can work. I'll take
9.
that damage. So that's 14 damage altogether between the two attacks. I stab in with both swords.
Yeah, that did it. So yeah, you stab in with one sword, which pierces, and you stab in with the other one, and he arcs his back in pain. And he starts really turning away from Tahko, which he's already been laying into, facing off against you, Zagrax. Not Zagrax, Vulwin. And Zagrax, he doesn't like either of you. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Alright, so the Verbeeg is going to lift his hand to his mouth, whistles out a piercing blast, And then he's going to go and hit once against Tahko. Because he knocked you down once. He's going to try and knock you down again. That's an 8.
Okay. That is not a hit.
So he takes this wild swing, this time expecting you to step back, and even though it's the giant pole arm, it just whistles past you. Then he's going to use the continued momentum to turn and strike out at Vulwin, because you are the first one that gets in front of him. And this is going to be a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
13 points of piercing damage as his halberd now just stabbing out as he uses the momentum from having missed Tahko and just piercing right into you, hitting into your side, the blade almost coming out the other with the sheer force of it.
Yeah, that hurts.
And with that, we got Irilyssa.
Yes. She's going to move slightly closer so she can get Tahko in that lovely light.
Okay.
Good.
And then she is going to use Sacred Flame
Okay.
on it.
Oh, nice.
Which is a save.
Good.
A dex save, yeah.
Dex.
Yep,
That's a
DC 13.
19.
Dang.
This is
Wow.
So you start preparing the ability, and again, an image of the heaven seems to open up above the Verbeek, showing you the sky beyond the cave, and fiery essence glows out from that, but it seems to be attracted to the bonfire which is right next to him, and just like sparkles out over that instead of over him. Anything else?
Is that Twilight Century? Does that refresh every?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I wonder if what happens when I end my turn, if it helps me at all.
It refreshes at the end of Irilyssa's turn, so as soon as you've finished, everyone regains 4 points of health.
Okay.
Now, the only thing I don't know is whether you re-roll it, or if it's just always 4.
Yeah, because when I was reading it, it says whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in this sphere. So I think it just happens on each of their turns.
Oh.
Okay. Then yeah, it's on their turns that they get it. So you just need to remind everyone, saying, hey, you've just ended your turn. You gain 4 hit points, and I think it's always going to be 4.
Okay.
Just saves us having to re-roll it every time.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, it was 3, by the way.
Oh, 3?
Oh, 3.
Sorry.
Do they overlap, or is it just whichever's the highest?
Whichever's highest. So it's a replace.
Okay.
Yeah, temporary hit points always can only replace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stack
All
it.
right.
Alright, but that is my turn.
Okay, Tahko.
All right. I'll do the exact same thing. Inflict wounds, and then give this guy another slap.
Okay.
18 hits. 4.
18 does hit, yes. God,
26 damage.
What?
Holy!
Inflict wounds is scary.
It's a 3d10 spell.
A
So
9,
it's,
a 9, and an 8. Are you kidding?
So this time, as the Verbeek's turning away from you to stab his spear into Vulwin, you reach up, being one of the few members of the party that can actually reach his head, and you manage to get your hands on the back of his neck where the helmet starts. Well, he's not wearing a helmet, but you get it just under the top knot, and your eyes this time themselves go black as the energy races along your arm into his neck, immediately starting to decay, and the rest of you can smell this really pungent sense of just death suddenly emanating from the air. The Verbeek doesn't even respond, he just gasps.
is he still standing,
He's
though?
still standing, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Sure. All right.
I mean, I would say he's badly injured, but he's still standing, yeah.
Oh, okay. Please kill him.
Yeah, because he'll be real mad at you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
He
so
got me once.
I'm going to say that
Ooh.
Okay, interesting. Laura.
Okay. She's gonna peek around the corner again. She's actually just gonna move up.
Okay.
And she's gonna do the same thing because she's not gonna get too close to that guy.
Roll it.
Second level. Oops, that's not what I wanted to hit. What'd you say?
You don't want to come up and grapple him?
Oh,
Toss him into the fire, maybe.
Yeah.
A 19 hits.
Yay.
19.
that's a 10.
Ooh. So this time you
So-
bring your hands together. You explain.
Well, it's okay. Basically the same thing. She puts her hands together, pushes them out. There's like a blast of teal energy that escapes her fingers and shoots into him.
And he takes this like full on into his chest. He's basically facing you guys. And you actually see that the patchwork hide armor starts to singe away where the intensity of this blast hit, burning a deep gash into his front. And he's responds to that one. He's actually able to, as opposed to just having taken out of him.
Yeah, right.
Right?
She's like,
Nothing says intense, malevolent energy like the color teal.
right? And she will stay where she is. She feels safe behind them.
Okay.
Vulwin and Zagrax.
Malevolent? What do you mean?
Then Zagrax is going to have a
The
go.
color of evil.
I'll remember that.
The color of genies? I don't know.
So Zagrax is going to start making his way around here to try and force him to face more opponents in more different directions, and is then going to just lash out with his battle axe to see if he can hit the guy. That is a 25 to hit, so yes.
Yeah, you
7
can.
points of damage. Which is enough. So with Elora kind of sending him reeling backwards a little bit, Zagrax moves around behind him, kicks out with his leg, his tail swishing out alongside, catching the Verbeeg, who kind of stumbles backwards, and then Zagrax manages to hit him with the axe, but it's the power of the axe strike. Catches the Verbeeg, he manages to catch it with his shield, doesn't take the damage from that, but the sheer force of the blow forces him into the bonfire, which he lands on with it full onto his back, and the flames immediately start licking around him. He just gives this gargle cry of pain. He doesn't seem able to get up again, as the flames seem to be consuming him.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, he's paying for his crimes. Ugh.
That smells great.
What are you talking about? It's so horrible.
What did you do, Tahko? He looked terrifying.
I gave him a touch of death.
Ah. That makes sense. Toll of the Dead that you mentioned earlier, heard that.
Yeah.
Who was this guy? We don't even know.
You do. Well, I guess we'll never get the opportunity to know now that, Tahko had a successful discussion.
Well, I tried talking to him, but he wasn't too eager to, I don't know, surrender for his crimes.
I mean, you said two things and then you initiated combat, kind of like you did on the road, just with less insults.
I'm not that good at talking to bastards in a kind way. I'm sorry.
Well, I was concerned about that.
Well, we should explore the rest of this and then take the mead and probably this livestock back to Goodmead.
Yes.
Can
Yes,
we take
indeed.
all these back at once?
As you start looking to the livestock, Vulwin, you just notice movement out the corner of your eye, and a big, brown, hulking creature launches itself out of the shadows at the mouth of the cavern, charging in towards you, Vulwin. Sees
Oh!
the
what the
Verbeeg
whistle
on
was for.
fire right now on the bonfire, looking suspiciously like you're trying to cook him right now. He just bounds forwards and immediately just takes a big swipe towards you, Vulwin.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I should have known the sheep battle music didn't end.
That's an 11
Yeah.
to
Round two.
hit.
What was that?
11.
I duck below the cart.
And as you duck down, he launches himself a little bit closer, goes in for the bite. That's a 26 to hit.
That one will definitely hit, though.
Okay. That is 7 points of piercing.
Okay.
So the bear comes lumbering
that's
into the room, takes this first swipe. You duck down to try and avoid the hit, and the bear just uses the momentum from his swipe, and then the fact that you're now not able to get out the way anymore to just bound on top of you, biting into your shoulder very, very painfully with his massive jaws. He looks beyond pissed.
Yeah, and I look kind of bloodied.
Oh no.
Like,
Elora,
It's not. It's actually. It should be Vulwin's turn, because Zagrax went last.
we cycled round to his turn because he appeared. He got a 20 on his stealth roll.
Oh, okay. It's my turn again then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you guys had basically
Terrified.
ended combat. I was like, how should I do
Good,
this?
Elora.
sneaky.
Like,
I got a bear bite out of me.
Because that's when I went, oh, by the way. Oh, never mind. That was that.
how far away is he?
Woof.
Oh, he's in the 10 feet from the back corner.
Like those of you who've been in the wilds have seen large bears before. This one is one of the biggest that you have seen, certainly of a size and composure similar to the Verbeeg, whom he clearly has some appreciation for.
Okay.
Yep, we killed his lover.
Gotta move to the side. I don't think. Oops, sorry.
And there's
Here
even
I
a specific
can't quite
battle
see that,
track
right?
for the bear. I love it.
'Cause he's around
Yeah.
the corner. It's fine. I'll just do Eldritch Blast. It's cool. Why do I keep hitting that one?
The spell, yeah.
10. Does
10.
10 hit a bear?
I suspect doesn't. No.
Yeah.
So this time you conjure it quickly, surprised that this bear managed to come out the shadows with such speed and ferocity. You manage to get the spell off. You do hit the bear, but his just fur is so thick that you burn away some of that, but doesn't seem to really bother him sufficiently to actually cause any lasting damage.
Okay. And she's just yelping. Like, ah! And she's backing away, almost hitting Irilyssa. But she doesn't. That's her turn.
Okay, Zagrax. Zagrax is going to bound forward, saying, I will hold this! And he's going to splash out with his battle axe. That's a 16 to hit, 16 hits.
Wow.
Zagrax is owning this fight right now.
Wow, Zagrax, you're doing great.
Great.
Doing 7 points of damage as he manages to plant the battle axe quite deeply into the bear's left claw, left arm, leg. Vulwin,
Okay, so this thing just like
get
tore
behind
into
me.
my
I'll hold
shoulder.
this thing.
You got it, Zagrax. Thank you. And I believe it's a is it a move action to disengage, or is that an action to disengage?
It's an action.
Okay. Then
So what
he's
you
gonna
could-
take an action. Huh?
What you could technically do is bonus action, hit him, then action, disengage to get out of there.
From
If that's what you were trying to do. I don't know.
No, mostly I was trying to position myself away for a moment. So I think let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna let Zagrax take his attention there, and I'm gonna withdraw and use the withdraw action, whatever it is,
Yeah, disengage.
and step away back near the pin as I'm moving away from where he struck at me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna drop both of the well, is this in the way? Is this like
I mean,
wagon
it's kind
in the
of
way?
leaning on its side, so it's... Yeah, I would say it's kind of in the way. If he was trying to clamber over it, then it probably would take him a bit of extra.
Okay,
Like,
so
the
then
Verbeek is able
I'm
to just
definitely
go
just
around
medium
the
slow.
side, but the bear is that much bigger and that much bulkier
Cool.
that it probably couldn't.
Cool. As I'm moving, I'm going to drop the 2 swords that I have, and I'm going to grab the bow, putting just some distance between me and the bear.
Okay.
Over near Tahko.
All right.
And yeah, I'm gonna be done.
Irilyssa.
She's going to place her hand on Vulwin's shoulder, cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Move the regular.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
I
and
thought you would.
yeah, and I ended my turn in your area, so I guess I get 3 temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, that would still be active.
At the end of my turn. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's just temporary. It's
Thank
not
you.
a heal, it's just temporary.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
And that is the end of my turn.
And I'm going to rule now, if someone's KO'd, they don't recover it. Because that would just be an insta get out of KO free. It's a temporary hit point, it's
yeah.
not a heal.
I think it's just something about
They're
yeah.
not a heal. Yeah, they're not a heal.
Okay, anything else?
No, that is the end of my turn.
Tahko.
All right, I'm going to let my friend up in front do his job for a bit, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead again.
Okay.
Toll the Dead. So he has to do a Wisdom save of DC 13.
Wisdom. That's a 16 to save.
I just realized his name is Yogi Bear. No.
Yeah, you know.
It's Yogo Boar.
Yogo
I
boy.
do, I'm afraid.
Okay, so the ominous tolling sounds in your head for a moment, but it seems to fade very quickly, and the bear just shakes it off, licks his lips a little bit, and seems unaffected. Anything else?
I just moved up a pinch. No, that's all.
Alright, so it's Yogi Bear's turn. However, it is 2 a.m., so let's say break now?
Oh,
If
Sure.
you want to do it in the middle of the
Yeah.
fight, seeing as this has just started, so
Like 5-minute break. Yeah.
5 minutes.
great. Cool. Bear
Sounds
break.
good.
Bear break.
Enjoy the
Bear-
sounds of bear rumblings while we're
Yeah.
bear break. All right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, break.
Only Elora's moving?
No, it's not. Everybody's moving. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
They just don't move very
Well-
much.
Well, yeah. One
yeah,
thing.
we just haven't moved a lot.
Yeah, one thing. It's a limitation of the play space because it's a gridded board, right? Like our characters are definitely moving, but you know, for us it looks like static combat from where we're like standing and attacking from. So a little bit of theater of mind, a little bit of on board going on.
And many gruesome finishing moves from me.
A lot of bear bites. Where'd he come from? He just came from nowhere. He's like, "It's me, it's Bear."
He rolled a natural 20 on his stealth, otherwise you absolutely would have had like this
It's
rumbling.
so good.
Gosh.
I love this bear was just sneaking up. I'm like, I think this is just a cart. Oh nope, it's a bear.
Just be glad you didn't catch the ogre here. Because that should have been all 3 of them.
No kidding, right? Well, I'm gonna be right back then.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going to be
I'll be
back
right
as well.
back.
So 5 minutes, everyone on chat. I'll start a timer now. We'll say back again at 10 past the hour. So, break time. Yeah, you had 3 rounds to do that in. You did it on the 3rd. Did-do. 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 Oh man, I'm going to have to use that in the future. And I just realised chat couldn't hear you before. Now they can. I mean, just for the intermission bit. During the actual stream, you were fine. Yeah, because the timeline was slightly different. You met the Ogre before this. Because you reacted so quickly and because you were running after the Verbeeg who stole the mead. You caught the Ogre while you were still fighting the militia, whereas in the book it says the militia are already dead. Mm-hmm. At the same time. And then the bear comes in a bit later, yeah. I mean, when I read this, I was like, really? This is a level 2 party. That's why I was so glad that you actually managed to get a quest done, because that was the milestone to get to level 2. Otherwise, you could have blundered into this at level 1. You can only hear me? What? Apparently chat could only hear me, not you guys, and I think it's because the bloody Discord audio. It's like, sometimes it works, sometimes it's just like, oh. I don't know why I'm having so many problems with it at the moment. It's ridiculous.
At least it's during intermission, did not. Did you mute during intermission when you went off to go grab tea? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, apparently from last time I still had the desktop audio muted, which is the sound effects. And because of the way that Discord is working at the moment, that also mutes you guys, because apparently it's unable to split the two of you, which is annoying. I'd like to have the background audio on, but you guys off, so we can actually talk without chat necessarily hearing us.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Well, for now they can sneak and hear us and get intermission chat together.
Anyway, we all good? Continue?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Now you're getting double sound, because of course you are. Right, let's turn that one off. I can't win. I just can't win. Alright, so it is Yogi Bear's turn, and he's going to go and hit Zagrax, I guess, because he's right there. So this time he's going to start with his bite.
At least Zagrax has a shield. I have high hopes for him.
Don't you dare curse him.
He just did. That was a crit.
Oh, what?
Why do you do this? Why do you curse him? You know how Mord rolls.
For the viewers at home.
No, you know how Mord rolls the dice.
Yeah.
So, Vulwin starts to pull back. The bear focuses entirely on Zagrax, bites out. Zagrax tries to get his shield up in time, lifts the shield up expecting the claws to come out like they did last time, but instead the bear ducks underneath the shield, manages to get his jaws completely around Zagrax's body, shakes him around like a ragdoll, throws him aside, and then bounds out after Tahko.
Oh,
Perfect.
God. Okay.
Boy.
This will be a fun story for him tomorrow.
And yes, Zagrax is currently KO'd on 0, and then he is going to take a swipe at you, Tahko.
Oh my.
Oh.
That's a 14 to hit.
No. 14 does not.
So he tries to rake out his claws. You have a shield, right?
No, I do not.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, what? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do have a shield.
I thought, like, if you have more than that much AC, then you probably have a shield.
I start to wonder.
I totally do.
So this time, anticipating the fact that he'd already bitten, still kind of like tossing Zagrax aside as he's bounding forwards towards you, you raise your shield in anticipation of the claw swipe, and this time it is judged correctly. The claw just rebounds off of the shield. You're left with a very, very painful shield arm as it just takes the full brunt of the impact, but you suffer no lasting damage beyond that.
Good.
Elora.
Hey. Well, she was gonna do something, and then that guy had to run away. Let's see. She's going to... Sorry, I'm not touching. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Oof.
I just realised that's not sharing. Sorry, chat.
I think
Just
I can
the
get
random-
close.
The random goat
Good.
is sticking me.
I really like the goat.
Yeah.
Here,
Bah. That's not a goat, that's a sheep.
10 feet away, so I can hit him.
From 10 feet away?
She wants to use... What?
From 10 feet away?
Yes, from 10 feet away. It's from self 10 feet.
Cheat.
She wants to invoke the power of her genie and have basically the ground will rumble up and a dark energy will erupt out of it and move around the creature, and it will take its arms of Hadar.
Okay.
Genie arms.
So put
So it
the
needs to take a strength saving throw.
strength save. Okay then.
I mean, it's a bear, but you know.
That's an 11.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Failed.
Oh,
Oh, we
Wow.
failed. Okay.
right.
So
I'm
then,
as shocked as you are.
Get him with those
It really
genie
sucked,
hands.
yeah. I want to say it's like the ground is coming up, like the dirt is trying to choke him out.
Okay. So yeah, the ground starts to tremor a little bit, and you can see these little pebbles starting to rise, and then those pebbles eventually become dust. Then the dust rises
Yes.
up around it, starting to cover his face, choking him, and he's just left there going,
Yes. Thank you for saying that eloquently.
that's what I do. So roll. Oh, it takes 11 necrotic. Gotcha.
Yep. 11 necrotic.
Yeah, it really starts to wheeze. Tries to growl and just ends up coughing.
Just gonna move back. Bye.
Okay. Nope.
I contributed by.
And now she's done.
My work here is done. Zagrax, death save.
No, Zagrax, no.
Crit fail.
Crit success.
Oh, no. Crit success. He's back up.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Crit success, back up with 1 hit point.
That one, did I?
I
You
am
get
not
1 HP.
done! Vulwin.
Okay. There is some spooky stuff going on.
Gonna have to ask
I'm
him
going
about that one.
to-
What made him snap out of it like that?
Right? He's a tank. You can't put him down. I'm going to use a bonus action. I don't want to become the prey, right? So I must become the hunter, and I'm going to use Hunter's Mark on this bear. And then you will see Vulwin disappear. Oh, no, hold on. No, not yet. He's just going to... Never mind. He's going to move over here. Stacking my actions. So bonus action, and he's going to move back to where you guys are to get a clean shot on this bear to not have to shoot through Tahko. Shoot right over the fire at the bear. All right, so longbow roll. That is a 25 crit.
That crits.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll the damage. That's 10 damage from the critical on that, and the hunter's mark is 1d6, which will double to 2d6.
Beautiful.
for another 6 points of damage, so 16 points of damage overall.
All right, so the bear is near
As they
death.
shoot through the fire. Yeah.
So yeah, you take aim using the hunter's mark to really see where you're going for. The bear is still coughing and spluttering from Elora's Arms of Hadar. Dust still completely covering it. And for a moment, the bear seems blinded by the things affecting him. And in that time, you see his neck exposed. You aim exactly that point, get the arrow slamming in, hitting some kind of artery, because immediately blood starts spurting away from there. You've done some very, very serious damage to it, and the bear makes a noise just like that.
Good.
I'm done.
All right, Irilyssa.
I'm just
Okay.
looking for those words. And keels over dead. I didn't hear
No.
that.
No, not yet.
Irilyssa is going to move 3 squares, and in that time, she's going to pull out her mace, and she's going to give this thing a big old bonk.
Bonk. Wow!
That's a bit old
Yay,
bonk.
that's 20.
Irilyssa. Another critical.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
And that'll do it. So how do you want to do this?
She's just running forward, trying to make sure that this thing doesn't get on Zagrax again, and she's just gonna like do one of those uppercut hits.
Okay, so the bear is already rearing up because of the damage he's taken from Vulwin. He's trying to shake out the arrow, and as he does so, again exposes the underside of his jaw. And you, with a backhand, manage to get the mace just underneath, connecting with it. The jaw reverberates against each other, like if you take a hit and you can feel the teeth going numb. That type of thing happens, except one of his canines, already loose from a previous battle, shoves up into the underside of his brain, not quite actually impacting it and doing enough damage from that, but it was enough. It's that lingering injury just hitting the underside of him, and he just falls flat on the ground, head down, unmoving.
Oh.
Is that it?
Anything more?
I certainly hope that's all that's here.
Zagrax, are you okay?
I will need a moment to rest. That was
Somebody's still
painful.
alive.
I am still here. Something must be looking over me.
Yes, it's
Thankfully,
me.
it's not a bear.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Zagrax. Really saved me in that bind.
It's what I do.
And I'll trust you for that.
Yeah.
Vulwin's still at the ready.
Now we have mead, livestock, and perhaps a bear skin?
Yes, yeah, bear meat to eat.
And the Verbeeg at this point is really starting to char. Fairly thick, dark smoke is coursing off of him. He's covered in flames. And some of those flames look to be like getting a little bit close. Some of the embers are starting to fall on the bear as well. And you can see some of his hairs on his fur
drag the
starting
bear
to
away.
catch.
I'll drag the bear back a bit this way. If it wants to click and do the thing.
That way we don't have like an entire cave of
That
fire.
way or that way?
North.
North.
Yeah.
Sure.
Back this. Yes, there. That direction.
Away from the fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That guy should burn like a giant candle for the rest of the night, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like
The
the leather
fat
and the way the
skin.
leather was treated in particular seems to be catching very readily. So yes, he's a bit of a beacon at the moment. A bit of a bonfire.
Yeah.
But
It
I'll get to work on
doesn't smell
the
good.
bear.
You're just gonna get to work now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're skinning it?
Yeah.
Alright, roll me nature check. Or maybe survival. Survival.
Survival. Perfect.
I mean, do we have the time for that?
I got an 11.
I mean, this is going to take you... It's a cave bear. It's going to take you probably 3 or 4 hours, I would think.
I think we have all the time we need. We might as well just stay here for the night.
Okay.
Uh,
I want to know where their mead went.
Well, then they can come and find it. If
Ugh.
you don't drink it all. We've avenged those that fallen.
That we
We're doing
have.
the rest.
Okay.
We do need to explore the rest of this cave just so we don't have any more surprises.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I assume this place is probably safe from having lived here, but I can't take that for granted. I agree.
Yeah, let's walk about a bit. I'll put my knife back away and stand back up.
Yeah. Irilyssa, thanks for the healing magic. I feel a lot better.
Of course.
If you don't mind, I will stay here a moment and bind my wounds. Call for me if you need me. And with
Here,
that,
these,
Zagrax kind of leans up against the cart and starts getting bandages out and tending to himself.
Okay. Here, these will help you. And I'll hand him a small handful of the berries. I think 5.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
He can heal himself up.
Thank you. He looks at the 5 berries dubiously. And just eats one. Like,
Just-
it's
You'll feel rejuvenated. Don't worry about it.
actually quite good. You got any more?
Well, he'll reach into his pocket a little more and like produces 2 more. Well, there's less I have. But you help me out, so they can be yours.
Thank you. It's generous.
Yeah. They'll spoil your appetite, but other than that, they're pretty good.
Wow, it make me feel full already. I don't mind.
Yeah, just never eat all 10.
I mean, I just ate 7.
No, that's not a game thing. Yeah, just pace yourself.
Too late. He just like sucks off some of the juices that are on
Yeah,
his
I know.
hand. He's already gone through all 7 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so where are you going? So Tahko, I guess you're staying here to start skinning this.
No, I'll go with the group. It's generally bad to split the group.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Vulwin's gonna put the bow away and pick up his swords.
Okay.
And put one away, keep one out, and grab the lantern.
Can do.
Irilyssa is just looking down these passageways as far as she can see.
Okay, so the passage that you're at right now, it's kind of hard to see what exactly this is because some of the passage, there's definitely like the central passage which looks natural. The stone is just worn, but there are also 2 extra passages which go off of that, circular in nature, and that is worked stone. It looks like there was something here, something crafted previously. Hard to say exactly what purpose it was. And then in the very center of the chamber, so again where the natural stone passage is, you see a boot with a knife, and the boot has been partially dismantled, and it looks like the Verbeek, before you interrupted him, was busy taking out the stitching so you could use the leather again.
Resourceful.
And then there is another boot next to it, untouched yet.
Irilyssa is gonna go straight for that works. It's up here, right? Up in this area.
Mhm.
That's worked, right?
No, he was... So that's where he was.
Okay.
And then this passage and this passage are the worked stone ones.
Okay. Well, she's gonna go up this way.
Okay. And you see that as you're going up that way, there is a staircase, a very small staircase, leading up towards another chamber, presumably beyond.
I found stairs
Woo!
Stairs.
and worked stone.
Up.
And as you're
Nice.
as you're walking through the circular chamber, You start to notice, and this is very much something you can see the others would struggle with this because the fire kind of peters out a little here, but with your enchanted eyes you can make out that there are artworks on the walls, various pictographs presenting various stories, historical, looks old, tell a tale of a tribe's journey through mighty mountains and across perilous tundra. So you can see what looks like a giant mammoth or a big woolly creature with massive tusks fighting against a couple of creatures that seem to be fending it off with just spears. You can see a dragon flying overhead, surprisingly well preserved compared to some of the rest of the area around. You can see big drifts of snowfall, bad weather. You can see a couple of basic hovels, a representation possibly of this cavern that you're in at the moment, people taking shelter within. And then eventually a chamber with a table and then a body lying on top of the table, and that seems to be where this story ends.
I see.
And that's all around this circular bit.
One of you grab one of the lit branches from the bonfire, unless you don't want to see.
I have dark vision.
I mean, I've already
See
got
what?
a... Yeah, I mean, I've got a lantern on, but I'm not getting the lantern vision, so it's real dark for me.
Yeah, you
But
basically need to tell me that every time.
character-wise, character-wise, though, I definitely
I'll
have.
just,
So
you
what
know,
are the
I'll
stats for the
follow
lantern
up.
again? This is something I'm going to need to write down, I think.
What's that?
How much bright light does the lantern give?
20, and then 20 dim.
I'm gonna move up
That
next
work?
year.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So then, Irilyssa, as you approach the chamber going up the short staircase, you can see a sarcophagus in front of you, the relief on it being a tribal warrior of some kind. And in this chamber, the walls again are decorated with various pieces of artwork, most of them telling a very similar story to that of the entire tribe, but from the perspective of this guy. So it has the mammoth, and it's him at the front fighting the mammoth one-on-one. Then there's like the dragon with him underneath, like shaking his hands against the dragon, leading the people into the caverns where this place is, and a couple of other minor stories which you can't quite make out because of the damage over time. And then, yeah, that's what we can see right now.
See.
A sarcophagus, and then she'll reiterate, to the best of her ability, try and tell this story.
Move
Okay.
on
At least
in.
what she thinks it is.
Roll a history check, Irilyssa.
It's a pretty stacked area here, Tahko. Just kind of, come a little closer. And I'll kind of squeeze up, within this packed hallway.
You have no
A
idea.
4 on history.
You don't understand any of like the deeper meanings behind what you're seeing. It just seems to be a tomb. And Tahko,
And
as
there's
you enter the
roots.
chamber, you notice now that there are two natural entrances to this chamber as well. Something seems to have broken in, possibly broken out. The chamber to the left, you can just about see the faint outlines of a little creek or something, or at least the banks of the creek. And then looking to the right, just seems to be another natural chamber.
Okay. I'm going to look at that artwork. The dragon on there, does its form look familiar to me at all? Like, is it a specific color or a specific shape that I might be familiar with?
It's a white dragon, and I would
Does it have
say yes, it does look familiar.
It has a white dragon skull like I'm familiar with?
The skull probably not. It's not like immediate. It's a dragon you're familiar with, though not necessarily too familiar.
Okay. Because all the dragons have specific head shapes. I wonder if it's similar to the one near my hometown.
No,
The skull shape.
no.
No? Okay. So
This
it's-
one
all right.
looks. How long ago would this be? It looks to be a relatively young dragon, not like a drake, like definitely a dragon, but a young dragon. Whereas the one near the Worm Doom, where you're from, much older.
Okay. Hmm.
Interesting.
All right.
Oh, this is the whole story, whole history here.
Yeah. Why is it here?
I don't know. I wonder what became of the people. There's some more worked stone to the south, but it looks like there's a creek to the west.
Yeah, there was a couple other entrances to this. Maybe they connect to this section of the cave. I don't really know.
Well, you have the best vision of us all, Irilyssa. Go on and please continue.
Okay. She'll continue walking around. Little worked circle. I went into the wall.
Yeah, so did I.
Huh.
Sorry, I completely missed what you guys were doing. I was looking something up.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
we're just
walking around, getting into
We're just
trouble.
going around the work circle.
Okay, so yeah, it's just the story that I was telling you. And as you enter the chamber to the left, there is a small creek, completely frozen, even with the heat coming from the campfire. In the other chamber, this is still completely frozen, which seems to go north-south in front of you. Otherwise, natural-looking cavern. And you do kind of wonder if, like, the natural meanderings of this stream is possibly what caused the natural caverns around you.
In warmer times.
This is going to be a pretty big endeavor, isn't it? Just to make sure this place is safe.
Yeah.
Probably, but it's better to make the journey than to be caught out by something else.
Absolutely, it's going to be a bit of a night. And I'm gonna have Vulwin use his tireless feature again because there's no. This is just a whole night's endeavor.
Okay, so Irilyssa, standing where you are now, you see that this is similarly worked stone to the main
I didn't finish the description.
tomb to the north. This 8-foot high, 5-foot wide passage has a dozen burial niches curved into its walls. So there are various skulls, there's like broken pieces of equipment, a couple of broken pieces of pottery in each of these niches. So this was probably where like the personal guard of whatever tribal leader is buried. Is.
This person would have been of great importance to have this.
Yeah.
Do any of you know any legends about this? Being from the area.
Do I?
It's possible.
Why?
Elora, probably not. Tahko, probably not. You're from a lot further away than this. Irilyssa, I don't think so. Vulwin, you're from further north. No, I would say probably not. I mean, you can roll. One of you can roll a history just to see if the group knows. See if there are any details that may have heard on the wind wherever.
Is this like a group check we can all roll to see if we half succeed?
Sure. But the DC will be pretty
Oh,
high.
really?
Yeah, sure. That's,
Alright.
Is this a feature we
Which
don't
one's
use very
this going to
often?
be then?
History.
History?
History.
Just history? Maybe we
Oh,
put together a fake story.
19 for Tahko.
Just lying to me.
We'll half put a story together and we're like, nah, it could be this.
I got a 12.
And oh yeah, Irilyssa, you already did it. So Elora, it's just some tribal stuff you don't really know. Vulwin, something's like tugging at the edge of your memory. You know that there is something about a great tribal king who at one point managed to unite some of the tribes in this area to fight against the 10 towns. No, this would have been pre-10 towns. United some of the tribes in order to like start a civilization in this area, but you frankly know nothing more about it than that. He's just one of the minor kings in this area, probably. This doesn't look like the High King's tomb. This might be one of his supporters from a
Probably
far
just
off.
a big guy with big ambitions.
Tahko. There have been stories amongst the Goliaths of nations that have risen and fallen over time. There have been human kingdoms, if you can call them that, which have been in Icewind Dale for centuries. This one doesn't ring a particular bell, but this definitely feels like one of those ancient, like we're talking 2, 3, 4,000 years ago.
Countless peoples have thrived and died here.
Yeah. And this one looks like one of the ones that was like in harder times because of the pictographs, like the way that they were hunting, fighting against like woolly mammoths and stuff like that, rather than actual scenes of civilization. And notably, no real like scenes of settlement either. So these were probably hunter-gatherers, which was kind of the norm in this area. There are no established cities in Icewind.
If you truly want answers, you'll have to ask the dead, I believe.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not versed in that, nor am I able to draw that power today.
Wait, are you talking about another one of those seances? Is that what they're called, right?
Yeah, we could have a seance. Work.
I don't think that that's quite what we should do right now.
Okay.
But where to next?
Well, what do you see further down that path?
Further down the path, you see the
the
vines and the trees that were covering one of the entrances.
Oh,
So you surmise that this is the middle entrance that you saw earlier.
well,
Let's head west then.
this way.
Yeah, near the frozen river. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the frozen river does seem to go north and south. To the south, that's the third entrance, the one on the left when you entered this place. It just goes out into the tundra, or into the woods beyond. To the north, though, Irilyssa, you can see that there is a more, a larger basin of water to the north. Again, seemingly completely frozen solid. You'll need to get closer to actually see what's going on here. But there does look to be a pool of some kind up there.
A large pool of water.
Not frozen.
So, by the looks of it, but I need a closer look. And she'll just walk off into the dark
I'll follow after her.
Follow you.
Yeah.
to the edge of it.
Even with this
Kinda
lantern, it
look
got kind of dark again. I don't know why. Oh, here we go.
So what do we see there? Is it still liquid?
So this pool is seemingly just a pool of water. It is completely frozen. This entire body of water is frozen. You can see like the depths beyond. It does seem to be fed from something. You surmise that this must be a stream of some kind, possibly fed by an underwater lake or river or something like that. But this seems to be where it grounds. Roll me a... Who came in first? Irilyssa, roll me a perception. And Tahko, roll me a perception.
Okay.
A 9.
Okay.
Perception.
Okay, so
13.
Irilyssa, you mostly notice that there's just a big pool here. There are other things which take your note. For example, to the left there's kind of a bit of a... Let's see what's being shown on stream right now. Yeah, we can see it. So just in here, that looks to be where the cave bear bedded down. And you can see that there's a Nord skull, various bones, fairly fresh looking. There are definitely some recent kills here. Tahko, you are more interested in the pool itself. Tahko and Irilyssa, you are both drawn to this pool. So Irilyssa, you're kind of distracted by the bear and eventually look over there, but there's definitely something about this pool. Tahko, this place fascinates you. You look into the pool, you kind of scrub off the top layer of ice to see the clearer ice below. Actually, you feel kind of drawn to actually step out onto the ice a little bit, clearing the top, and then looking down. You can see that there, trapped beneath the pool's surface, is a stone statue of a smiling young man, naked except for a well-placed oak leaf, the face turned towards the sky.
Okay.
Huh. What is that down there, Tahko?
It's a small statue.
Do you recognize it?
I'm not sure.
Irilyssa, Tahko, did you get the message I sent you?
I did.
I did.
Yeah, you would
Just a bunch of
know
ice in
that.
here.
Like, there is definitely something about this place. It makes you feel... I mean, all of you feel at rest here. You feel comforted. But Irilyssa and Tahko feel this especially.
Um...
Do you know anything about it? That's a good question. Roll... Sorry, I'm
Right.
still absorbing. Yeah, that was a question to me. Roll religion, Irilyssa and Tahko. Because you were the two that
Okay.
would know about this if anyone did.
12.
Okay.
7.
7. So, Tahko, you know that this is sacred ground. There is a divine presence here, not necessarily familiar to you, but this is a special place. Irilyssa, you, from the depths of your memory, remember seeing this icon before. You recognize it as a statue of Sylvanus, who is the god of nature. And you also know that the groves dedicated to Sylvanus do have like a blessed nature. This is sacred ground. This is powerful.
This is a... I think, if I'm right, this might be a grove to Sylvanus. This is a very blessed ground.
What's that supposed to mean?
Interesting.
Thought I sensed something.
A special site dedicated to him.
So whereas most religions would have a temple, Sylvanus being the god of nature doesn't, but his followers do gather in areas of particular importance, and this would be one of those. This would effectively be a temple to Sylvanus. Druids and the like would gather here.
Alright, so a temple for somebody I've never heard of. Alright. Deep in a cave. Sounds pretty important, I guess.
It means that if
Well,
you
it
desecrate
depends
this
on
place, we'll have more than bears to worry about.
It also depends on what you mean by important. To certain people, this would be very important. To you, however, probably not.
Yeah, like I said, never heard of the name. Not really getting anything out of this.
Well, it feels nice, so
Vulwin,
I
roll
believe
me a religion check.
Okay. Let's see. Where is religion? There it is.
Incoming that.
12.
As you say, probably not very important. In your mind, you just feel like someone's just slapped the back of your head.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna turn around and be like, what? Ugh.
Like if you've ever seen
Alright.
NCIS
Alright.
with Gibbs like slapping the back of the head. That just happened to you.
I mean, we're not gonna desecrate the place. I'm sure this is, like you said, it's important to somebody somewhere. So, you know.
Right.
So we'll just show it respect.
Yeah.
This feeling that I get from this area, does that apply to the sarcophagus as well?
Nope.
Okay.
No, for those of you that I'll say it now. Those of you who felt that this ground was holy, it's just this chamber.
Okay.
The sarcophagus and the tomb seems completely disconnected from this. Newer,
Okay.
probably, but disconnected. Maybe the tomb was
Interesting.
put here because this place is holy, but no.
Okay.
Irilyssa is going to try and chip off little pieces of this frozen pond.
Okay. Roll me
And,
a strength check, just see how much you get.
That's Vulwin will notice you doing this. Like, is that considered desecration?
That's 4.
Yeah.
No, peeing on would be desecration.
All right, just don't know if all the water ice here belongs to, never mind.
So, Irilyssa, you what are you using to chip this away with, by the way?
My mace.
Okay, so you strike the ice a couple of times with your mace, but the ice is pretty compacted. It doesn't break away very much. You do get a couple of like little slithers, but they'll pretty quickly melt in your hand.
Okay.
Do you want some help?
I just feel like we should take some of this with us. I don't know why.
Okay. Does a 21 get it?
How are you doing this?
Hacker.
Warhammer.
Okay, so Irilyssa managed to work a little bit of a weakness into the ice. Tahko, you just stroll over and just wham! Those cracks become fissures, become craters almost, and although the pond itself is completely frozen to the very bottom,
Nice.
you do manage to get several large fragments, we'll say enough. How do you judge like fragments? You got this many fragments, especially if it's ice and it melts. You get like 2 or 3 handfuls of decent chunks of ice.
Okay. We get enough to fill a water skin.
Yeah, I would say so. If you
Okay.
give it the time to melt, or if you use the fire to melt it, sure, yeah. Water skin worth of blessed water.
Okay.
Alright. Wow.
And Irilyssa, roll me another religion check.
Seven.
A 7.
Okay.
Nature and stuff.
It's natural.
Well, that may have been a bit jarring, but I don't think we did any worse than the bear was.
Maybe not.
Well, let's continue on. There's still more to see if what's safe.
Oh, there's not over here. Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay.
This is nice though. This area.
Yeah, very, very peaceful. And Vulwin's gonna be like, kind of like, touching like the back of his head and just kind of, yeah, very, very, very peaceful.
Still stings a little.
Yeah.
Before she leaves, in her mind, she's just going to thank Sylvanas for the water. Or Irilyssa is.
Okay.
And then, where to now?
Well, there's a whole other area, 2 other paths going north in this cave.
Alright. I
So-
suppose I should lead on then.
Yeah. I mean, I can go, but you have better eyes than me. Oh, this way? Yeah, let's go this way.
Back into the. Okay.
Shortcut.
Yeah.
So you're going south, or you're going through the
Shortcut.
passage to the right?
We could just go to this one right here.
I guess we're going south.
All right, I guess
Okay.
we're going that way.
We're
There's
just going to go back and check on Zagrax.
Yeah, make sure he's okay.
He's just kind of there, eyes closed, bit of a smile on his face, just both of his hands just held out to the
Yeah.
fire. He
Hey,
seems at peace.
Vulwin, come bring me some light.
Yeah. Lights through this way. You see like a crack of light going through the hallway.
No, come back and bring me the light.
Oh, you can't see the same light as I do then.
No, I can't.
That's right. Lighting doesn't do that in this system. But yeah, you can see it. Come here.
No, you come here,
Would it?
and I'm going to try and take the lid off the sarcophagus.
Okay. So you actually catch me before I walk down the pathway with those two then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna.
Thing is,
try-
this we already found a holy location over to the left. This isn't like the same thing, right? Like this would be considered desecrating if this is somebody's tomb.
Yes. However, I would like to see if there's anything that could be remembered by them in here. If that makes any sense to you.
Sure, maybe writing at the top of this, the stone sarcophagus. I don't know. Maybe some burial treasures.
Yes, something like that.
He does like air quotes with the treasures. It's like,
Yeah.
but some remembrance.
You want me to do a strength check to try and open this up?
No. So you're going to try and... It budges very slightly, but despite your best efforts, this thing is really heavy. You get the sense that it could be opened, it will move, but you'll need more manpower for it.
I don't have the strength for this. Could you give me a hand?
He'll kind of like look at you and be like, I suppose. You know about this stuff. Putting the dead to rest.
I do. This is my first grave I uncovered.
Uncovered. All right. Just try to make sure everything's okay.
As far as I know, it's fine.
Vulwin will lend you a hand. I don't know too many people that get buried with some kind of remembrance. A lot of them just get lost in the tundra, never to see a proper burial.
It's true. But even then, they might still have some personal items upon them. But this was somebody intentionally buried.
Yeah, Vulwin will give a hand then.
Okay, so even between the both of you and looking at Vulwin's strength, Tahko's still doing most of the lifting.
Yeah, I can. So the thing is, I still have powerful build though, so I can lift
Yeah, same here.
180 plus pounds. But you're way stronger than I am.
I also have powerful build.
Like, I have powerful build. But I am stronger than your average human.
Yeah, okay. So between the two of you, you do start to get it to shift, but it's not enough to budge it. Like you're starting to see cracks of air forming. You can kind of smell the musty smell of a dead body long dead that's been basically turned to bones at this point, and some of the gases and things escaping. But you can't quite get the lid off. It's like it seems to be on the verge of shifting, but you're not quite there.
Yeah, I think I can lift like 180 pounds of force or something.
Yeah, I can lift.
Like you are close.
You can lift like 500 or something, I'm sure.
We need something with leverage.
Or another person.
Or another person here.
Well, we do have other people, but
Yeah. All right. Anybody care to help with this sarcophagus?
yeah, give me a moment.
Take the lid off of a sarcophagus?
Yes.
That sounds like a really bad idea.
Why?
It does.
Because I don't want to disturb the dead.
I don't intend to disturb them. Just try and figure out who they were based on their possessions.
That sounds like disturbing.
Is Irilyssa and Elora back over here, or are you guys just yelling through the cave?
I think we're just shouting at
We're
each
just
other.
going-
Okay. Well, just be like,
I can.
this isn't
I see you.
this isn't considered desecration, right?
I don't believe it.
Disturbing
be.
stuff like this.
I don't know.
It's fine.
I'm not very strong, though.
I just need a little bit more. Even you could do it. Come give us a hand.
Laura will look at Irilyssa like, is this okay?
Would you want your grave opened?
I don't know.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if someone would probably find my grave, given all the travel that's around here. So I guess it wouldn't be too bad to be
I
found.
said that quietly to Elora.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind. Never mind. I thought you said that out loud, like yelling across too.
She's like, I'm not sure. It depends on how I died.
Well, think there was foul play involved? Be my guest. Go help them. I will not.
She doesn't want to do it. She's gonna walk over there anyway.
Okay.
And look at it.
We almost have it. We just need a little bit more
Walk
time.
over and start inspecting how Zagrax did his bandages. And
Oh
start-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
that-
okay, I'll help, but if something comes out, you have to kill it. I'm gonna run away.
All right,
Okay.
you take that quarter over there, and we'll lift on this side.
Okay.
And lift.
Gotta trust Tahko though, because
So with
he
the
knows about
added
these kind of things.
Usage of Elora's extra strength, you are able to shift the sarcophagus and manage to get the lid to shift sideways, not quite clattering it off the side yet, but enough so that you can look inside. Clutched in the chieftain's hand is a pearl of power, and the right hand is also a wand of some kind. The mummified remains inside of... I did a really bad job of explaining that. Inside is basically the mummified remains, long dead, the body mostly decayed and desiccated. Around the neck is a amulet with a very nice looking pearl which seems completely untouched by the passage of time, and clutched in one hand, kind of crossed over like this, so in the right hand is a very nice looking wand which has spirals of red going along the woodwork.
Do you know who this is, Tahko? Like any guesses?
Yes. Give me but a moment.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they were actually buried with some kind of remembrance. It's a pretty good death.
Well, I don't like this anymore. Bye, guys. She leaves.
Okay.
Because it's too spooky for her.
Just
Not
a-
that the bird dead body's
yeah,
any
it's
better.
just a dead body.
She feels safer with you, Irilyssa.
Secret messages, secret.
Right?
Click, type.
In fact, Tahko, let's go to a side channel. Be easier.
Okay. Please do. That's a lot of typing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So for
Discuss.
chat, just so you're brought into what's happening here. Initially, when Tahko was opening the sarcophagus, there was no real sense of anything. It's just kind of, it's a sarcophagus, no mental warnings. But as soon as they managed to open it, a pair of raven wings appeared in his mind's eye and seemed to envelop the opened grave. And Tahko got a very serious sense of foreboding from the contents within.
Yes. That's clearly a sign from my goddess, but I'm not quite sure how to interpret that. Is it a don't screw with this, or my intention of opening with this is she values the memories that are stored inside objects, so I figured I'd gather the same way. Is this a big saying, no, don't touch these?
Or
Or
religion.
oh, jeez. $16.
This is a saying, don't screw with this, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Like, she doesn't necessarily have a problem with you taking the contents within, but to do so would bring serious harm to you and your party.
Okay. All right.
It's a warning.
All right.
Cool.
Very good. Thank you.
Mhm.
By all means, please reconnect me.
Alright, we're back.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, welcome back.
Close it back, and I'll start pushing it closed again.
Yeah.
As best I
Okay.
can.
Hey, Elora, gonna need a hand here. Try to close it.
yeah,
They actually opened it?
they opened it.
Here,
Yeah. Finish what you started.
I'll
Come on.
follow Elora over here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold me? Oh, you went over there.
find it? Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, I figured Tahko would know when I asked him if he'd do anything, but he's just kind of quiet and told us to close it again. So
What did
Okay.
you find, Tahko?
Nothing that we should touch.
Yeah, I didn't think you would find anything.
So-
There are things of value here, but nothing that we should touch.
Like I said, I didn't
So,
want to mess with
You
that
do
bad.
know who this is, then?
I know that this is dangerous for us. I wasn't sure until it was opened, but this isn't for us.
So this is desecration, then?
No,
Elora has
not
an
exactly.
original face.
But we should close it to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
And then with the four of you, you're able to move the lid into place quite a lot easier. It's a good thing you hadn't had enough strength to really knock the whole thing off. So the fact that you just kind of slipped it over, you just slip it back in again. It's still a little lopsided. You didn't get it in the same exact, like, straight alongside the edges. There is still very much like a little lip on one side and a lip on the other, but it's closed.
Okay. Oh, good. I'll join the rest of you in a minute. I'd like a moment.
Okay.
All right, do what you must.
You're-
Back to the fire.
Irilyssa will wait for the other two to leave. What is it?
It's just something I saw. Something private.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. She'll walk out.
Okay.
Leaving you in complete darkness?
Yep, that's fine. In complete darkness, I'll take out my holy symbol and say a prayer,
Okay.
and then I'll feel my way out back towards the light
Did
fire.
I did think it was kind of odd that Tahko did follow. Is he gonna get lost in the dark?
Probably not.
Can't go too far.
Yeah.
Exactly. Feel along for the wall. Take my time on the steps.
What steps? Dun, 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 dun.
You're fine.
And by now I should be getting more light.
You're fine.
Right.
Follow the left wall. Follow the left, not that wall. Follow the left wall.
Suddenly he's at the
All
bottom of
right.
the ice cave down there, and
Have you searched to the north at all?
No, I was waiting
yeah.
for you.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so just to expedite this a little, because I know that we're on the edge of 3 o'clock, the chamber to your north, which is this one, so going round into this, you've kind of glanced in already, and it's actually kind of an interesting one. Suspended from the ceiling of this chamber are a series of ropes and pulleys, are 6 baskets. Clustered around the south wall are 3 wooden casks carved with the Good Means heraldic symbol, a drinking mug made of cut-off section of horn with an antler handle added upright and centered. So it's again more mead casks, just like the ones that you found in the main chamber. This creature was big, it could carry more than just 2.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing are the baskets, which are suspended above ground with an intricate pulley system, which you can figure out pretty easily. You just need to like undo some of the ropes, and then the pulleys will go down and drop whatever is in the baskets. It seems like it's being held up there. It's not a trap or anything. It's just holding stuff.
Yeah, he lives with a bear, so that's what you're supposed to do.
That's probably food.
Yep.
so you're telling me he trained the bear how to use the entire pulley system? That's pretty impressive.
Well, this, given by its name, I'm guessing that this was smarter than your average bear.
You think so? I hope there's not another smaller bear somewhere in these caves.
There are a set of like furs in
Let's-
one corner,
Ooh.
possibly ogre sized. You suspect that this was probably the ogre's sleeping chamber, though there isn't much evidence that he was here, except for that. And even that's not mentioned in the
Okay.
description. I'm just making that up because that's what it should be.
Yeah. With some castings of mending, will those furs be of good use?
They are pretty rank. You wonder if mending would have the power needed to restore them to...
Oh.
Yeah,
You need
Okay.
mending and
More like a
recipe.
prestige, right?
yes. Mending and a laundromat. That's probably what you need. I mean, you can try. You can certainly try.
I mean, we have a wheelbarrow, so we'll might as well take everything.
Wheelbarrow.
Irylyssa's going to work on getting those baskets down to see what's inside them.
Okay. Roll me an investigation.
I've been doing great so far, so.
Haha, knock on wood.
Come on.
Nice. The baskets contain sheep shears, milk pails, bristle brushes, and several bags of grain and oats stolen from places. One of the baskets contains a veritable treasure trove, which was clearly the stuff belonging to the Verbeeg. The other stuff's just like stores and rations. You find 72 silver pieces, 344 copper pieces, a translucent... Yeah, someone should probably write these down.
Yeah.
So say
You want to hit me with the beginning of that again? I'll
Somebody
type
that's
it down.
72 silver, 344 copper, a translucent pink moss agate gemstone, which you surmise to be worth about 10 gold,
Okay.
a healer's kit, a hunting trap,
Cool.
and then a small rabbit skin bag containing 10 silvered sling bullets.
I don't like that.
The hunting trap's nice. That thing's super heavy too.
Plus
Irylyssa will take
various
healers.
food supplies.
Silver sling nuggets? You mean
Bullets
just
for a sling. So like a sling
Nuggets?
with stones that you sling, these are silvered.
Yeah, it's just raw silver nuggets then.
Yeah, effectively.
Well, unless they've been smoothed, right?
But smooth, yeah.
For werewolf.
They're there for shooting. Like, yes, you can sell them, and they would be silver, but they are created with the intention of being sling ammunition.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
And then we have got the last chamber, which you left until last because that thing frickin' stank. It's a refuse pit.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh,
Well, never mind. I don't want to go in there.
This dead-end cavern is crudely excavated, 10-foot wide pit in the middle of the floor. The Verbeeg and the Ogre dug this refuse pit, which is 20 feet deep and filled to a depth of 5 feet with bones, trash, and other filth. It's not
Yay,
nice.
filth.
But they had
And
their
to go
own form
looking
of
for legendary
sanitation,
items, right?
which is another thing which should be applauded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say this is where you start going looking for the artifact that's hidden in there randomly, right? You got the stuff.
I got Vulwin.
You can certainly
Don't
try.
Heck no.
Dig around for some disease. All you like.
No. I'm just chatting with the goats over here. Hanging out. I heard the sound
I
too.
wonder if they've been fed
Yeah.
yet today. I just wanted to see.
We can just feed them the marauder, right?
So as you guys are leaving the
I
refuse
don't
pit
think
from somewhere outside, because there is another corridor which leads over here,
Oh.
you hear a "Doug, you home?" And that is where we're ending tonight.
Oh,
no.
No.
Quick, time for somebody to let's pull him out of the fire and just have him go, "Hey, how's it going?"
no. Right?
We're gonna weekend at Bernie's him.
We'll just answer back, no.
No, don't say that. No.
Good ending point again. I was thinking, how am I going to make this into a cliffhanger? I was like, oh yeah, there's another bit. Let's do that bit.
Oh,
Great.
man.
So no rest for the wicked.
Absolutely.
And you do estimate that it is getting darker at this point. It's probably, let's see, started off in the morning.
Darker. No, we left in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's true. It's got light. It's probably about
I know,
8 in the morning, 9 in the morning.
We're in a cave. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but when you went past the refuse, like when you went past that corridor, it is actually an opening.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could see outside from there, and yeah, it's getting it's as light as it's going to get, pretty much.
But just like real life, it all blends together.
That'll be about 10 a.m. Yeah, it's like dawn. 10 a.m. As light as it's going to get. Anyway, yeah, that is it for that session. So as we did last time, we'll hang around and chat for a bit. So Twitch, yep. I'm sorry that I have not been able to pay much attention to you. Is basically I can have Twitch chat up, or you can have real-time dice rolls and the like, and I thought the dice rolls was probably more important, seeing as I'm going to be focusing mostly on the players anyway. But this is your chance. If you have any questions, if you want to spitball anything, if you want to whatever, now's your chance.
Yeah, there were some questions immediately about how injured are we? Like, how are we looking?
Yeah. If
I'm
it's okay
perfectly
to...
fine because I stayed out of things and then well up it.
Yeah,
I'm at full health too.
Yeah. Should we talk about the terminology we use for because
Yeah.
you know, we actually can't see each other's
Yep, that's true.
health points.
So what we've done in the past, and I realise I don't have the handout for this, but I will create one so you know. So if you're at 100% health, you're uninjured. If you're at 75% or higher, you're barely injured. If you're 50% or higher, injured. 25% badly injured. 0 to 25 near death. And I use the same system for NPCs as well.
Well, okay. I'm not badly injured, but I'm close.
Oh.
Yeah, I was definitely below half health, getting into that like quarter health range after those series of attacks, especially the bear chomping down on me. Irilyssa brought me back up by 10, which is a substantial amount, so I'm barely injured now.
How long do those temporary hit points stay? Are those only for that minute?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, those are gone. Boop, boop.
It's just a keep everybody alive kind of thing.
I like that ability.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So what do we have? We have I'm barely injured. Irilyssa and Elora, you guys are fine, right? Zagrax was crit.
Yeah,
Like,
Zagrax
all
is
health?
hurting. Zagrax, I think, is injured,
Yeah.
possibly badly injured.
Yeah, he was healed up by about 7, since a single good berry is 1 healing.
Well, he was also sitting while we were checking, so he probably could burn some hit die.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he
do a
could.
Short rest. I had considered it, but I thought I'd let that be his choice, because that does take some time to recover from.
Yeah.
Because you need a long rest, you only recover a couple. Badly.
I think in a long rest you can recover half. I read somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. But yikes. Oof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a bunch of questions.
Yeah,
Cool, I'll get to those in just a
Arsenal
moment.
actually asked
Yeah.
a very good question.
Okay, so I've got the wounded state, so 100% on injured, 75% plus barely injured, 50% plus injured, 25% badly injured, 0% 225 near death.
Where are you putting that?
It should
Aha!
Oh, nice.
be in
Okay.
your
Nice.
journal,
Thank you.
I'll put right on this.
so you can all have access to it. Okay, so what are the questions? Trips, I'll let you read them out.
Me. The first one is SmokeCat68 says, my question is that Zagrax, is he system for better off than the rest of the party because he rested and tried to? How long does it heal himself? I'm sorry,
So-
I just read what he wrote. What they
So
wrote.
a short rest, right?
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah,
what
so
are
if you-
called
Go ahead.
hit die that we can expend to heal on a short rest, but we'll let our player, when he comes back, decide whether he's going to use those or not. But for all we know, he could be up to full health if he uses them. But
Yeah.
you only recover half of them on a long rest, so
Yeah.
And because I, with DM knowledge, knew that there weren't any other military encounters, probably, I will give him the option to have a short rest, because that's effectively what he's been doing, if he wants to use the hit die. But seeing as that does take time to recover, I wanted to leave that to Zach next week.
We answered that Zagrax is hurting.
Yeah, he's pretty injured. He was like
Yeah.
from 1 critical attack, he was like brought from full health to like 0. So we're not full health, but like
Yeah, he was one shot.
high health. Oh, he was he was
Yeah.
1 shot.
Yeah, he's
I see
got-
a good question about leveling here.
Yeah,
Oh.
what would determine how the character's level?
Although that's a point, he has 12 hit points. Did he start with 12? He's a paladin, so he's 10 plus constitution is 2. He didn't roll
Did he ever
hit
get his
points.
level up?
Nope. That's why he got one shot.
Honestly, that crit would probably have one-shot him anyways.
I think it was... Yeah, well... I think it was close, but because it was basically a level 2 party with a level 1 Zagrax, because it's not my character, that's his job, and he hadn't done it yet.
So, Mordred, we use a system, or at least the book uses a system called milestones, right?
Yep.
For leveling up.
Yeah, so there are rules in the Icewind Dale module, which is what we're following right now, about when you level. So once you've completed one quest, you get a level. So that's why they're level 2, because they completed the Shringa quest for Danica. And then there are a certain number of other quests, I'm not going to tell them how many, that they need to complete to get to level 3.
I see.
Are we level 3?
No.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean, murdering this giant guy and his bear pet wasn't enough to get to level
I was
3?
impressed you took that Marauder down. He's a challenge rating 4. That's like 1,100 experience. He is a big beastie.
Yeah.
Oh my.
85 hit
I mean,
points.
he did drop Tahko.
We've got to
Like-
kill all these goats. That's what's
Yeah.
get us.
There's the rest of the XP.
Each one of us is another 25 XP just sitting there. No,
Nah, Vulwin's just chilling out, just chatting
what's
with
that
these folks.
fox? Bring the fox back. That's our bump over the top. No,
You leave
it's
that
based
fox
on
alone.
it's based on finishing quests, so we still have to turn in the mead before we get any experience.
Yeah.
This guy will
True.
come in and steal our quest experience and run off with it. We don't do this
Yeah.
guy.
Basically, we get rewarded, for doing stuff rather than having to track the individual XP,
Yeah.
like per encounter, per creature thing.
Yeah. I mean, there are different ways of calculating it. The campaigns have run in the past. You got a bonus depending on how you roleplayed, so if it was something according to character. So Tahko there saying, no, we are not robbing this tomb after I had his moment, that would have been rewarded, for example. Rather than just going, yeah, get free loot, let's take that. Because that was his goddess going, no, don't do that.
And my goddess is okay with most looting, so that was kind of surprising.
Yep.
Well, I've got a question for chat. We finished our first major combat here. Who's Mordred's little pog champ? Who did the best in fighting? Do you think?
That's a good question.
To answer, I think Irilyssa injured from the object inside of her. You have 1 permanent damage, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I've been tracking that.
From the object.
Yeah, Taco's surgery endeavors did 3 points of permanent damage to you, I think.
Yeah, when he ham-fisted his hand
Yeah.
inside.
This is surgery, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking,
no, it's surgery.
this may have good reason to be just straight up death. And I thought, no, I'll just give you some permanent hit point damage, which is something you never hear of. There's no rules about that because it shouldn't happen. But there was some serious stuff, and it could well have been fatal. I thought, let's just weaken you big time. Just be like, don't do that again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You had me roll a couple con saves, and I think I passed them.
Yeah, you've been
But
lucky
if
with that.
I failed those, it would have been funny to just see Irilyssa just melt on top of Tahko.
Right?
Yeah. Chat brings out a very good point about our battle we just had. That synergy, a couple lucky crits in a row, and working together definitely shifted this combat in our favor. I don't even know what to think if we were actually fighting the ogre at the same time as a bear and this guy. So
Yeah, so
I
a
don't
little
know.
background on that. So usually when the party does this quest, the ogre is supposed to be in town or in the caves, and depending on how much noise you make, determines basically who comes and when. But he always blows the whistle to get the cave bear in, so you're on a ticking time bomb for the bear to come in.
that's what that was.
Yeah,
It took so long, so I wasn't sure.
3 rounds.
Yeah.
Why you always cast silence on your enemies.
If you have it. But yeah, this should have been a really difficult area. When I was reading it, I was like, "Jeez!" But because they were in town when the raid happened and reacted so quickly, they could not. They could have chosen not to, and then they would have fought the ogre in the cave. So because they did chase immediately, dealing with the fact that Elora is still exhausted, which is a negative, and the rest of the party could have been too. They got a little bit lucky, except for Vulwin, who's just basically immune to that stuff. Allowed them to come across the ogre fighting the militia, because regularly the militia should already be dead.
Oh.
You just come across their flattened bodies.
Yeah, and that's a testament to the storyteller to change scenarios and sequences as they see fit for a more interesting story.
Yeah.
Right, and maybe for balance reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I did my homework and I read through this and going like, crikey, a Verbeek and an Ogre? Like, one of those should be a boss for a level 2 battle. Not both.
I mean, thinking about that same thing, Macho asked that question, actually. What happens if somebody dies? Do we just stop playing and only 4 continue? Is this survival of the fittest? Who's going to be voted out?
Last man standing. No, they'll have the opportunity to create a new character. I mean, it depends. So, if they're high enough level, there are magics which can restore life. So generally, there's Revivify, which I think is available at level 5, if I remember correctly. But
4 or 5.
that needs to be cast within a minute of them going down. But the more powerful resurrection spells, A, get incredibly expensive because you need diamonds to cast them, and B, you need to be a high level. Like, it is possible to get the corpse and then take it to a temple and resurrect them that way if the player wants to continue, or it's an excuse to roll a new character.
Yeah, and the soul has to be free too. But that's usually not much of an issue. Usually,
and I think it's interesting too. Following up on that, in D&D, when you go down to 0 HP, you don't die immediately. You have 3 rolls or more to see whether or not you stabilize or you actually die.
So what you do
giving
is
you time for your friends to help you.
You roll a 20-sided dice. If you get 1 to 10, you take 1 death fail, and if you get 1 to 9, you get death fail. 10 to 20 is a success. You need 3 successes or 3 failures. If you get 3 successes, you're back up. Oh no, you're stabilized, so you just don't take any more death fails. If you get 3 death fails, you're dead. You're gone. However, healing magic can restore you back to 1 hit point, or if you get a critical success, which is what Zagrax got, then you're just restored to 1 and you're back on your feet.
Yep.
Which is why I think I'm a little annoyed that he wasn't here for that one, because that should be like a character-defining moment.
What inspired you to come back?
Yeah.
It happened to me like last session, and it happened to... Was it last session?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, hooray.
Ooh.
Been getting really lucky with those death saves.
Yeah, now that's an interesting question in chat there.
What, the sarcophagus one?
Well, let's see. That's an interesting question.
Yeah. Would there have been any benefit to taking the items from the sarcophagus, even with the warning signs included? Yes, a Pearl of Power is a very powerful item that lets you cast an additional spell for the day.
I was just straight up reading the description. I should just said a really impressive looking amulet.
Yeah.
I just read it. It's like usually it just gives you a description saying you find this. It's just like you find this. Boom. Then also the wand. Like, he gave me a description of that. But by then I was wise to it. And I could just say, you see a wand. Usually they have to spend some time trying to get it identified.
Describe the treasure is always interesting.
And I will say, in that instance, they were lucky they had a death cleric with them.
Hey, way to give that away. But
well, you have,
You've only used Toll the Dead and inflict wounds a couple times. Nothing spooky there.
It could have been a cleric of the grave, I guess.
Yeah.
Would a cleric of the grave brave Rob? I don't know.
Probably not.
For the right circumstances, maybe.
But that wands are amazing. They get charges for they're basically a spell that anybody can cast every day, and they get charges every day. And my last character was just in a prior game, the game that Trips was running. I would just blast people with that about once a day. It was beautiful. But yeah, no, not for us. I don't know what would happen, but I imagine that's worse than getting those items. So
maybe.
they can stay in that.
Speaking of treasure, leveling, all of that, Macho had a good question. What are we doing here? What's our goal? Like, what is us role playing together?
Well, there is a goal, and that's for us to end the constant night and return summer to the land.
Yeah.
But who knows how
we're gonna go punch Elsa in the face.
Yeah. The end goal is to punch Elsa.
My goal is just to mess with their heads.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, so there's a story, right? And we don't really know what it is. What the overall story is. That's up to Mordred. And we're just trying to play our characters as they would living in this world, going through these experiences.
Sometimes there's some hints. Like, I think we might have to find this Frostmaiden, whoever it is, and have a rap battle. Because the title is Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Yeah, right?
So that's likely it.
And you've been like coming across various characters that have songs and things. You need to get their phrases and then use them in the right order for your own rhyme.
Yeah, we'll summon that fish
big
from
puzzle.
the tavern.
Yeah.
The fish
Oh,
will
we're
throw
gonna bring them
down.
with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, you said so you keep doing it until the goal is completed. Yes, or we all die.
Which is what happened to them in the previous campaign.
We're enslaved.
Yeah, you were enslaved. By some very nasty people, so...
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe if we all die in this, we pick up as another set of people who want to, try to solve this too, unbeknownst of, our dead characters somewhere in the tundra, lost forever.
I mean, that's the thing that's nice about this setting is it's pretty clear there are other adventuring parties. I mean, they've already come across Kelvin's company, and we could just say, oh, there's another one that's arrived in the area. It happens to be 5 people.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
And even after we complete the goal, you can keep playing in the campaign area or fire up a new campaign. We could all decide that we want to start up a snowboarding competition. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's all just make believe with dice.
Yeah, and the nice thing about Dungeons & Dragons, there's billions of different combinations for races and classes, let alone like backstories and backgrounds and origins and storylines. It's basically an infinite sandbox.
Yeah. And once you get into playing it, it gets really spicy. Things you would never expect to happen. It's just...
Like playing a psychopath doctor and trying to work out how on earth a psychopath doctor functions as a doctor.
Well, apparently I moved to a tundra and then just pick up a bunch of work in Goodmead. Who knows?
Yeah.
Start a B&B for frost giants. I think that's what our end goal should be.
Yeah.
If we don't actually kill them all first. Who knows about that?
I think there is actually a Scandinavian B&B that's all ice.
I think
With
you're right.
everything.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yes, there
Make
is
that
the
a
Ice
thing.
Hotel in Sweden.
Yeah.
Question to Mordred, do they need rope or find rope? How do they make the goats follow them if they choose to take them back to the village? That is a question that they will need to answer if they even bother. They could just leave them there to die.
Yep.
We're gonna animal handling all of them.
No, you know what? I'm just going to talk to the goats.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to understand what they say. And I would be like, hey, follow me. And then we're good.
Just start playing a pipe.
If you know anything about goats, you automatically know that they're gonna be like, nah.
No.
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 I am too.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, I should also say Flairbag, Zykura, Zanlatos, Apophis, and Jane Austen Powers. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Let's see, if everybody can carry 3 goats or sheep, I think we can get them all back.
I don't think I can carry 3 goats.
Just throw a couple up on your shoulder and one on the other side. Or one on each
We're not-
shoulder and one underneath.
We're not just gonna pile them up on the cart.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Tie him in with the rope. We're good.
Heaping pile of goats.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why that
There's a
suddenly...
good...
I don't know why that suddenly reminded me, but the ogre. I was just thinking, oh yeah, you probably could have talked the ogre into carrying the goats for you, because that guy is dim. Like even by ogre standards, that guy is thick.
Oh,
He's
really?
so thick he
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
remember his own name. That's why he was shouting "friend," because that's what the Verbeek calls him.
Okay.
That's
And then
funny.
when I saw that, I was like, that's a great way of messing with the party. What if they come across this ogre in the middle of a fight and he's shouting out "friend"?
That is. It did. You guys were really cautious.
Yeah.
I honestly wasn't convinced that the people who were who were supposedly the town guard were actually the town guard.
Yeah.
It's not been the first time.
I hadn't even considered that, and when you were saying it, I was like, yeah, that could have been an interesting angle, but I think I'm confusing you enough with "friend."
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we'll figure it out next time. Who's coming
Right.
through the caves?
Yeah, there are buckets
You
in the other
home?
room. We could just put the buckets over the goats' heads. That way, don't wander off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
generally we carry our backpacks with a assortment of different supplies with us. Who knows? You know,
Yep.
some of us probably have rope. It's a staple of
Yes,
adventurers.
it really is. And like every adventure
Yeah.
will start usually with a pack. I mean, you have two options when you're creating a character. You can either go with like the standard set of kit, which is generally like a Dungeoneer's pack or a Priest's pack or something, and it'll have a set of equipment in it. And the Explorer packs and the Dungeoneer packs, I think, have rope automatic effect. I think all of them except for the Priest one do. Or you can start with just money and then buy your own kit, in which case it's up to you exactly what you're carrying, but you won't have like that standard setup.
The priest pack does not have rope in it.
No, it doesn't.
I'm looking at mine right now.
Priest pack's a weird one. You start with a chest. I can't imagine carrying a chest around.
It's an alms box. Give me money for my god.
Well, I think it's more
Yeah.
because you're carrying like vials and quills and things, and you don't want to mess
Yeah.
them up, so you got them in a box. You have to carry the box.
Yeah. I mean, some things assume that you're just going to be staying in a town, too, I'd imagine, rather than traveling around everywhere. And if you're playing like a water campaign, it's just to be a whole lot better than a backpack.
True.
It's true.
Or
Yeah.
you could just get a bag of holding.
Yeah, that too.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
can tell you
watching-
how often I've gotten those.
I was watching Critical Role, and like bag of holding, you don't know what's in it. You have to think of what you're trying to pull out. So the party found a bag of holding. They were like, gold pieces. Nope, didn't get anything. Silver pieces. Nope, didn't get anything. Copper pieces. Nope, didn't get anything. Like, okay, it's a empty bag of holding. Eventually, someone went platinum pieces. Like weeks later, and this thing just empties platinum. It was completely filled with platinum, but they never
Oh,
found
wow.
platinum to like try and pull it out.
That's funny.
Oh.
I bet Laura was so pissed at that point.
Yes, yes, she was.
That's great.
Oh, can Elora store things in her lantern?
Mm.
Things which are too small, can she just use it as a giant chest?
Only I can go in there, but I cannot store things in there. So, like, I could temporarily put the thing in there with me in it too.
So if you just happen to be carrying like 12 goats,
You know what? That might work. But
Yeah, tie them all together right around you.
Oh,
You're just in the middle.
But isn't it like a 15
We're gonna
by
try this
15, so they'll just be sitting on top of each other?
Yeah.
yeah, it's 20 by 20.
20,
so
20,
yeah.
okay.
How many? Now we got to do the math. How many goats can we fit in that kind of cubic space?
It depends how tall it is.
Oh no, I cannot. When I get more genie-like, I can take other things with me.
All right.
Oh, I liked the effect of that
20,
spell, by
20,
the way, the
that's-
Arms of Hadar with the dust. That was good.
Yeah, thank you for helping me. I wanted it to be, groundy, but ground-like.
Well, spell effects are such an important way of, like, giving your personality to a character. Like, how the magic manifests.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah, and I wanted it to come out from the ground. Thank you for helping.
Let's see. Assuming each goat takes up a 5-foot square.
Oh, please don't actually do
No,
that.
forget that. Better idea. Better idea.
Get 63 goats inside your.
No. Better. We take Elora. Say, hey, Elora, jump back into the lamp with the lantern, and then we tie her to one of the goats, and then we let them all go, and they just run off. And after however many hours, you pop out, and who knows where you're at.
No.
That's a
No?
great way
Okay.
to mess with her.
Tell Laura.
She
Tell
would
Laura
be
to
so
go
mad.
Next
and then
time
we throw her
Elora gets...
lantern into the middle of the lake.
Yeah, next time Elora gets really drunk, you should do that.
Where am I?
I just like the idea that if we go back to that castle we couldn't get in,
Well,
we just have you go into your lamp, we'll just throw you over the edge, and then you can
Yeah.
pop out and open it.
Oh my
from
God.
That would work.
I really do love that.
Shot.
I'm just worried that I'll throw it over and then the lantern will just shatter on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. Chat. Elora didn't do any healing for us. It was Irilyssa.
Oh.
Elora was doing the blasty blast and the spooky dust clouds arms.
Yeah, spooky dusty ground, dirt stuff going on.
We all do. Who here doesn't do necrotic damage? Because I was doing that and somebody else was. Is
Definitely
Eldritch
don't.
Blast
I bet Zagrax doesn't.
necrotic?
No.
Probably.
Eldritch Blast is force.
His smite's radiant, so... And his breath weapon's
The opposite.
cold.
I thought
Yeah.
somebody else was doing necrotic as well.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the arms of Hadar is necrotic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, necrotic damage. Woo!
Or coughing damage.
Yeah.
Coughing damage.
Yeah.
Just the belt dust.
I just like radiant damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Mm,
I always struggle
was
to
trying to-
describe radiant damage. It's like it's burning, but then it's just fire.
It's holy fire.
Like,
yeah. It's like
You know,
the
a lot of
opposite of necrotic.
A lot of the time, the thing about a radiant is that it's not necessarily fire, but like it's like intense light, but it still causes fire because it's holy.
Oh, there's a
Interesting.
great suggestion for spying. Have her pop in that lantern, then just leave the lantern around her.
Oh yes,
There are a lot of uses for that lantern. I'm excited to see how you use it in the future.
yeah.
there are.
When I was reading through that, I was like, damn, that's powerful. Cool.
yeah. We could
I know.
we could trick a thief.
Yeah, eventually I can take you all into the lantern.
Ooh,
If
Oh.
she survives that long.
yeah.
We'll see.
Trick a thief
Or-
into stealing us.
Or we could sell the lantern, and then later she could pop out inside the store, and then we just rob the place that way. She opens up the back door.
That's so evil.
And I'm not looking to get put on a pike outside of a town.
That's yeah. I mean, it's just a possibility. It's
A
just
pike?
it's a
You think
possibility.
they'd be kind enough to put you on a pike? They'd just tie you up.
Yeah, they just left that guy. He's still out there.
Well,
Yep.
he's dead.
Now he is,
Well,
from
most-
exposure.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, still
Who
that.
knows what even happened to that family that was going back to Bryn Shander?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The refugees. And the dwarves. I told you to sod
Well,
off.
the dwarves, they lived through fighting Yetis, so like I think they'll make it back.
Will they?
Hopefully,
With you lot around?
we're way down here. It's okay, we're nowhere nearby.
hmm
Well, with the way you've been rolling for your survival checks, you could probably overtake them.
Right?
Yeah.
But roll like Max again and teleport back to town before they even get there.
Just out the gate, like, what took you so long?
Done your whole quest.
Right.
Well, they're expecting us to bring meat back, and we're going to bring back meat and goats and sheep and whatever else is in these crates. So
After we talk to whoever's showing up at the cave.
oh yeah, right. We all survive.
It's gonna be interesting.
We also got rich in here. Yeah, a little.
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
your
I'm
first
down
source
to-
of money.
Yeah,
there's a bit of money.
I'm at 2 silver points, so I could use a bit more.
It was interesting, like, you guys are spending so much and staying in taverns and things. That's an expense that adventuring parties don't usually have.
It's true.
'Cause they usually camp outdoors,
We're-
but you can't really do that very comfortably here.
No.
Yeah. We also brought in a bit of money by delivering that mail around. Enough to survive, at least.
Take it to play in Roll20, you need to have at least the player's handbook. I don't think so. Roll20 is just free.
No.
The more you pay into
Yeah.
it, the more stuff you get out, so I have a pretty hefty subscription, but...
Yeah. Is the core book free?
The core book isn't free, but the character sheets are free, so you can just input
Gotcha.
all of your stuff.
I'm not
Yeah.
actually sure what you get for the player's handbook. That was a bit of a weird one to make paid.
Yeah. I agree.
Like Monstrous Man, you'll looking kind of understand, because you get more creatures, although Volos would be better for that.
Mm-hmm.
Xanathar's is not
For those of
one
you with the non-lawful alignments, there is of course a free option available, known as piracy.
No, not on my stream.
No.
Naughty.
No.
I've banned for people for less.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All right. We were just talking about how many players are going to survive. Well, now we're down to 4. See you
Yeah.
next week. No.
Well, of course, we have no one of a non-lawful alignment on this stream. So.
Rocks fall and suddenly Tahko is dead.
Oh no. There, get back up.
How long have we been doing this and how do we know each other? I was thinking that actually. Like, how long have we been doing this?
I don't know any of these people.
Well, this is week 3, right?
Oh no, I've never met any
four?
of you know.
Week 4. We know each other for 4 weeks,
Week
right?
4,
Never played
yeah.
together.
Well, I think we started 3 years ago, and then we took a long break, and then we started it up again. I think
Yeah.
is the accurate statement.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Because I ran
Some of us.
a campaign, then Wayne ran a campaign, then I ran another one,
Oh yeah, you guys have been playing longer than I was with
then
you too.
Ethan.
So
Then we had
Yeah.
to break, then Ethan. No, then I ran one,
yeah.
then Ethan ran
Yeah.
two,
Is it 2?
because he did petty.
Oh, yeah, I
evil,
did.
and then the
Yeah.
previous one to that.
Yeah.
So Stiger!
Yeah.
Simbaroom and Forbidden Lands.
How
Yes.
can you forget So Stiger?
Yep, Simbaroom and Forbidden Lands. Yeah, those were
A
those were
long
fun.
time, I guess, is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah. But I mean, playing on Roll20 is free, but to really know what you're doing, you still need the books. Or at
Yeah.
least...
Like, as a
keys to
minimum, if you're trying to get into Dungeons and Dragons, I would recommend... Well, actually, there's a starter kit, which is perfectly good. You get the Mines of Fandelver as part of that, and that's a great introduction to Dungeons and Dragons. It also gives you enough information to roll, like, basic characters. It won't give you all the advanced subclasses and things, but you can get, like, fighters, wizards, rogues, and all that stuff. Then, if you want to get more into it, then I would highly recommend Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook especially, and Monstrous Manual. Well, Monstrous Manual's not as useful, especially if you're using modules. But Player's Handbook's the big one, and then Dungeon Master's Guide as well for whoever's running your games.
Yep.
Then if you want to spend another $100, there's Xanathar's Guide, and then the new one that just came out.
Yeah.
Tasha's Cauldron of everything.
I have a
Tasha's
stack
Cauldron.
of like this big. Just
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think what's interesting too is, like, aside from these books, there's the campaign books, but you don't have to get any of the campaign books. You can just run your own story completely.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there was a question about, do we do all kinds of lore and settings? Well, yeah, through a lot of the different games we ran, some of them have been campaign based, but we're not necessarily following like entirely by the book. We're making up, different story beats. I know Mordred's made up several story beats that aren't in the books.
yeah.
So
I really wish I could do that more. I just don't have time anymore because creating campaigns is fun. I really, really like doing world building. I mean, that was basically what I did as a job before starting doing Dungeons and Dragons, before streaming certainly. That's my thing, but I just don't have time. That's one of the great things about these modules, because all the maps and things are pre-made. It's the map making that takes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
coming up with an overarching plot. I've run probably like a dozen times, but I've never run a modular campaign before. I've just made my own stuff.
I have lots of ideas of what I would like to do, and it might still happen in the future, possibly when Icewind's done. One of the things I'm kind of toying with is doing world-building streams, so we can get chat interaction on that and actually get a bit more of a creative pool going, but we'll see.
yeah, and I know this is like a D&D stream, Digital Dragons, but we have played several other settings, several other, tabletop games. And you bring a little bit from everything in. You learn a lot from playing other systems. It's good.
There's actually a system from the Petty Evil game that we ran, which I'll probably use in the future, which is the zone fighting.
I
So
love
rather
it.
than having a
Oh, that's-
map like this, I'll just say, right, you are here, bad guys are here, these are the zones around that you can move into. You take a move action to go into one of those zones. Everything else should run more or less as normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Cool.
Anyway, we've been going for an extra 45 minutes, so we should probably call it here,
Oh, wow.
unless there's anything particularly rising. I
Okay.
mean, you can always catch us on the Digital Dragons Discord channel,
Yeah.
and you can find our Discord by going to this link right here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
In the Yeah, it's annoying. I don't have a custom URL yet. I'm working on getting one. I had one for a while. I had someone who was sponsoring the channel got me a custom URL, and I was thinking, this is literally one person who means I can keep this. And yeah, they stopped their sponsorship, so I was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't get a custom one now, because I would have just lost it. And then I would have had to redo all of my Discord links.
Yeah, I mean, we're all around. We love to talk about this stuff. So if you got questions between sessions, we're there.
Just make sure to add us so we
Yeah,
figure it out.
question here. So next session would technically be the 27th, which is 2 days after Christmas. Do we want to take a break for that?
I'm good. I've got nowhere to go.
I'm free, but I don't know if everyone will be.
Well, shall we
believe I'm
say
free
let's
for-
meet on the 3rd, and then we'll take next week off? just because I have a feeling that's going to be a difficult period.
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably a good idea.
Thanks to COVID, I'm not going to be traveling.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So.
Britain just discovered a new,
Traveling without
more
COVID.
virulent strain of the virus.
Yeah, I read that.
Keep it.
Spooky.
Keep it, please.
And I'm now in
just get rid of it.
Tier
Get rid of
4 lockdown. They had to add an extra tier of severity because of how bad things are in London right now.
it. What do you get for those subscriber bonuses at tier 4?
You don't want to know. The plague.
Oh. Yeah, if we're just locked in our homes, I don't mind doing this instead
Yeah,
of
really.
Anyway,
Makes sense
sitting in
to
the darkness.
take that though.
Yes.
we will
Take
call
a break,
it here.
yeah.
So thanks everyone for watching. We will not be back next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the 3rd of January, if my
Yep.
math is correct. So thanks everyone for
year.
watching. If you have enjoyed this, please do be sure to hit that follow button to get notifications when we go live again. If you've really enjoyed this, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us out, or you can check out the Patreon. I do also have a YouTube channel where this is being uploaded, so if you've missed the progress up to this point, you want to see how on earth they got into this mess, you can find that over on the YubTubs. And then finally, I have the Discord where you can go and hang out and chat to these lovely, lovely people. In the meantime, see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.